We're live.
Hello. Oh, thank you. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Illuminated page. I am your conductor on this train of horrors, and my name is Rue Thompson, and I am joined tonight by my fabulous, lovely, wonderful cast and crew of passengers. I'm going to let them introduce themselves in just a moment, but I wanted to go ahead before I forgot and have them roll luck advances. So you don't have to announce what you get, but go ahead and roll your luck advances. Remember, this is the normal type of luck advance where you have to roll a D100 or percentile and then score above it to get a push on it.
It's a good thing I spent all that luck last game. And then we had 10, right? Or a D10.
A D10.
Okay.
For a second, I was like, yeah.
How is it that I roll a 91 on the percentile chance, and then I roll a 1?
That sounds right.
Just clear those dice out. I'll just clear them out.
We clearly all need to go to California and just steal somebody's dice. Not saying
yeah. Okay, we have 4 table rerolls and 4 luck advances. Thank you, Revna. Didn't I have them use one? Did they get another one?
Yeah, the people have been buying them like crazy. And by people, I mean Revna, maybe.
It probably. This is, I do want to announce, I just remembered, this is our last night that we are collecting any Twitch subs, coffees, bits, donations, anything. If you throw money at us, we're going to throw it to the Red Cross for Ukraine relief. So if you are wanting to do that tonight, we really appreciate it. If not, we thank you for being here. We all know that money's a little tight for a lot of folks right now, so we totally understand. We've had a wonderful month. This is the first time in channel history where we got payouts back to back. We should get another payout this week.
Nice.
That almost never happens. So thank you so much for supporting other humans and being good people out there. So thank you so much. So you all rolled your luck advances. Did everybody get some luck?
Yes.
Nice. Um,
It's something.
it's one is better than none, and we do have. Is anybody maxed out? Cleo, are you still maxed out?
Yeah.
She's so damn lucky. It's the sanity department that's going to be difficult after a while.
So like I'm above. Yeah, I'm like at 87. So I mean, I'm good. I didn't need to re-roll.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sad.
Oh, chat says that you need to exercise the option of dice jail, Allah. So put that. Who had the ladybug dice that used to roll real hot? Oh, and they failed you.
They failed. Well, they rolled well on the percentile chance, which is why I keep them around. But it's just the individual dice. I should have rolled something else. It's fine. It's not like I don't have a pile of d10s at easy convenience.
Well, as we get into the show tonight, I'm going to have my cast introduce themselves to you, and then we're going to jump right in because I can't think of any other announcements that I need to make. Let's see. I'll announce shows later. It's going to be a slow week, y'all. Let's start. Allah, I believe you are first alphabetically, so Merry Christmas.
Oh boy. Hello everyone. I'm Ala, and I'm playing Emily Bront, who is a veteran of the Great War and the party's babysitter.
Alyssa, you are next in the ABCs.
Hello. Yes, that is correct. I am Alyssa, and I play Cleo Dandridge. She is the group's resident occultist, and may or may not be slowly going insane, based on reading things. She can't help herself.
Who isn't really?
Not Chloe. Definitely not Chloe.
Definitely not Chloe. Yes, it is.
Cleo. Definitely not Chloe. Cleo. Did I say Chloe? Oh God,
no,
I
say Chloe all the time.
I mean, I said it too.
Mostly.
He was calling himself out. Well, Matt, you are next in the ABC, so please introduce yourself to the lovely, lovely audience.
I am playing Countess Johanna Elizabeth Frederica Rinaldi Stad. I am the party money bags, also the party problem, mostly. Yeah. And the party crier, turns out.
Oh, yeah, you do have some... Oh, do I need to make a new X-Clan?
I think we need a Countess Cry Count.
The Countess Cry Count.
It's your party, and you will cry if you want to, Countess.
Hey, thanks, Farlane, for your cheer. We appreciate that.
Look at them bits coming out of the front room. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh yeah, we do have our reminder. I will let you introduce yourself in a second, Sean. There are important announcements afoot. We do have bingo cards for this show. So if you want to print out your bingo card, there's 5 individual ones that you can print that are, if you want to like do the whole spread like Grandma does on Sundays, just get them out there. We also have the Discord gift train is going in the Illuminated Page Readers, I think is the name of the channel.
Yep.
So go contribute to the gift train. Share out of context, in context things that people later will read out of context, and I have no idea what's happening. So, please participate. We enjoy the chat. The chat love is real. Now you can introduce yourself, Sean. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So, hi, I'm Sean. I play Kelsey Haskins, the party's, we'll just be honest, thief. And also thorn in the Countess's side.
Who are you?
We did have blatant thievery last session.
It did.
Big
so
thievery.
It's out.
What would that be called? Stealing art from the Louvre.
Badass.
Legendary, but
it was a crappy piece of art that laughs at us.
This is true. And Sean's missus is in the chat. Hi, hi, Sean's missus.
Hey, baby.
All right. So last week, Kelsey stole from the Louvre.
Countess had a meltdown about it.
We can't prove it, and we're distancing ourselves from this event.
Cadbury we left in London. It's cousin Norbert is your because I don't remember his butler's name. I don't think I named the butler, but he does not like this art that you have brought into the home.
I feel like you did, and it's just something super French, and now I can't think of what it is.
Can we just have a variety of the British guy? Like, is it Robert? What was his name in London?
Is Cadbury.
Cadbury. Hold on. There's got to be a French equivalent.
What is French for cream egg?
Camembert. Thanks, Revna. Camembert.
Yeah, Camembert.
Oh yeah, Camembert. We'll just call him Camembert. Like I said, we love our chat here, and yeah, we're getting off to a rousing start. So yeah, last week Kelsey stole from the Louvre. Our team did some sightseeing around, mostly just at the Louvre, and you went somewhere else and talked to somebody, didn't you?
We went to a high society party.
Oh, that's right.
To be seen.
The Countess and Emily went out to be seen among the socialites of the Paris night scene. Cleo, did some Cleo stuff. She was like hanging out on the grounds of the thing. Kelsey went out to steal shit. It was an interesting.
He was like writing Cthulhu mythos by a lake.
Yeah, by candlelight near a lake. It was very.
So it's a regular Tuesday for us, okay? Like everything's fine.
Cleo's waiting to go to the catacombs, right?
Yeah, so there was a lot of talk about going to the catacombs. You did pick up some information here and there about Comte Philippe and some various happenings going on around. You guys had just arrived at the Bibliothèque Nationale to research many things, and I prepped you that this was going to take potentially several days of research to really dig down to the good stuff. And I think you all decided to stick together instead of splitting up. Was that the case? Okay. All right.
Because we can't trust Kelsey off by himself.
Yes, you can.
And we
I
don't
bring back
want
what's
any
needed.
more skinless bodies popping up around you guys. So
Well,
That's
there's
true.
that. I mean,
That's
also
true.
solid.
When the smart kids get together and hang out at the library, bodies end up skinless. So that is a thing that we have to worry about. At the end of the last session, you all had just really kind of employed a young man named Remy Vangai, who is a student and has offered to help you research, even though y'all can just speak all the languages and you really don't need him for translation purposes. You paid him quite handsomely to help you get to some research, so we may be able to accelerate the timeline, as it were, as you are prepping to get on the Orient Express. You have plenty of time to research and gather any other items that you think you might need before you hit the train, but as it is, here we go. One thing I did mention last week is we are in a time in France where there are protests beginning in the streets, especially young progressives that are upset, or young socialists that are upset about some of the things that are happening. There is, I believe, the French are occupying the Ruhr. I meant to look that up, how to pronounce that this week, but I think that's right. And so there are demonstrations happening. So be aware that as you're going around Paris during the day, you are going to run into some of that. So, at the Bibliothèque Nationale, you have been admitted. You have been granted a research assistant. What would you like to do now?
So the first thing I want to do is I want research on the family, the Fenelick family. I don't know.
The Fenelick family, okay.
And then I'd also like to look for see if they have anything esoteric in their library at all.
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead. Everyone who is going to be using their time to specifically research, give me library uses, please, and I need a regular success.
Yeah, I got a regular success.
I have a
Emily,
hard
I
success.
really thought you'd be better at this.
look, I don't library use. I teach military history
Okay.
and the art of war. I rolled. It's not even worth spending luck points on.
No, I'd have to spend like 30 points of luck to get a success.
Just borrow some of Cleo's.
Leo has a hard success, so she would be willing to give some.
All right. So, Did you get one, Kelsey? I'm sorry.
Nope. I have to spend.
Okay, so just my smart kids.
Yeah,
We're
just-
helping.
Yeah.
You
Look,
guys-
a book.
Yeah, y'all are smart in other ways. Please do not take that as an insult to your intelligence.
It's fine. We can carry books to and fro. We can take notes as to things they find.
Keep an eye out for skinless people.
Yeah,
You
keep an
can
eye out
make
for
sure
cultists.
Remy, you can
Oh.
make sure Remy is not pissing away your 70 francs a day.
Help.
And he's not
translate.
making, hungry eyes at the Countess,
We can
who
help
is
translate.
rich,
for,
young, and available.
We can translate for the Countess because she doesn't speak French, or not the Countess, Cleo.
Yes.
'Cause you don't
Yeah,
speak
That we
French.
can do.
Yeah, I was like, the Countess speaks every language
Yeah,
she
yeah.
wants to just by
It's the
sniffing
C's.
a
It gets
book.
the C's get hung up in my head. Cleo.
Oui, oui.
I just lick the book, and then suddenly I can speak the languages.
I learned languages by osmosis.
I approve of this idea. I like it.
I mean, you just have to kiss somebody who speaks that language.
That's how it works.
In the French manner, and it just you absorb it into yourself. You
Them's
are an
the
eldritch
rules.
beast of some type, but less horrific than most.
Yeah, I'm good for
Okay, so let's see here. So, go ahead and just because I need French language rolls from my succeedies, my successes, from my people who succeeded.
Regular success.
We didn't succeed.
I'm gonna.
You can
spend-
help by default because I don't have French.
I'm gonna spend 2 luck to make that a success.
Okay.
I did make a hard success on it, in case it is needed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it, so I can't
Yeah,
roll.
I'll translate for Cleo.
I think I did drop, by the way, for those of you that didn't succeed and are kind of like casting about for something to do, I did drop a map of the Bibliothèque Nationale into the handouts folder if you want to see if there's anything that catches your eye on the layout. Not that I can give you anything about it, but I'll do my best. So,
I imagine
yes.
Cleo's like going through books and she's like, I think this one, I found it. I can't read it at all.
No, that's on the art. No, Cleo. That's on the art of souffles. That's not quite what we're looking for.
I mean, it could be.
I mean, yeah, take it back for Camembert. I do think Emily was on the right track when she said she was going to keep an eye on Remy, because I do remember, I believe he did notice that the Countess was young, beautiful, and available last
he kind of
session.
hit
So-
on her a little bit.
Very
He definitely
rich.
did.
So you might have to protect except for the fact that I'm thinking she's probably got like 7 knives concealed somewhere on her body at all
She
times.
does, but that doesn't always stop them.
I mean, I'm definitely not going to lead him on too much.
Too much.
Too much.
It's in French.
So, with those regular successes, did any of you get better than a regular success?
No.
Okay, fantastic.
On the
so
language or on the books?
The books.
I got a hard success on the books, but I didn't roll language.
But you did need a translator, yeah.
Mhm.
I will happily translate for her, and I did get a hard success on the translation.
Okay, fantastic. So, on the first day, as you're kind of going through everything, you are finding more. The books that the library provides for you and the clerks bring over are mostly common references, modern histories of the period. You're looking for anything for Fenelic, any descendants that he might have had, and I assume you're also looking for anything regarding the statue.
Yeah, especially where he might have gotten it from.
Okay. You have made a thorough search of the resources that they have provided to you, and a number of court histories refer to an unspecified scandal in the Queen's court on the eve of the Revolution. So you've found a lot of kind of what you've already found in the past, but it says on the scandal in the Queen's court on the eve of the Revolution, when a man of the minor nobility was apparently involved in an indiscretion with the Queen. After a palace uproar, the fellow was executed without trial. The man was a German count named Fenelic. No one of the surname Fenelic, when you start looking for descendants, no one of the surname Fenelic is listed in the parish directory nor in any record of the last 100 years. So that seems like a dead end. Everything that you read on day one kind of points to he was executed without error.
And you said he was German?
He was, yes.
Does it get into what the indiscretion was at all?
Not particularly. I'm sorry?
Or does it hint at it enough that we would be able to pick it up?
From the language, you are reminded of what I believe it was the archivist at the Louvre. Was it him that mentioned there was a they believed that he might have had a tryst with Queen Marie.
Marie.
Marie. So
Nice.
day one is you get a lot of information, but it's all kind of a rehash of like different wordings and different rephrasings of the stuff that you've already kind of picked up. So day one feels a little fruitless, but you do find out that there is no other phenolic that you can find in modern Paris, or again within the last 100 years.
Did they come across any renditions of this Count Fenelic while they're doing the research?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Did we? Is when it says he's German? Does it say where from in Germany by chance?
It did not. They kind of, because of this indiscretion in the execution, and because he was minor nobility, it feels like they've kind of tried to erase him officially.
Okay.
You know, they don't want people to look into him because scandals involving the royalty, you want to preserve them as much as possible.
Yes, there might be some more information about his family when we make it to Germany.
Yes, let's please preserve Marie Antoinette.
That's what I was thinking.
Please. But yeah, you may find more out about him in Germany. Now, I'm just gonna, because this kind of research takes a little bit, I'm just gonna skip ahead to day 2 unless you all really want to do something. Since you're sticking together, I kind of feel like
the only other thing I'm curious is does Remy come back with anything esoteric at all?
Nothing esoteric. He's been given a lot of the same things that you have, in the search for phenolic, and it's day 1 is just a lot of like cursory stuff.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm good with skipping it ahead.
Okay, I was actually gonna check. That there was somewhere I read here. Yeah, because his big thing is Remy is able to go into their storage at the Bibliothèque Nationale and bring you the stuff that you're looking for. So he's kind of also spent the day humping books back and forth.
Yeah.
But day 2, go ahead and give me another library use roll, please. Everybody who would like to.
Ooh.
And because
hell yes.
Okay, good. These are some good responses I'm seeing. I am going to be a benevolent GM and say that if you can give me an extreme, I can get you something good.
I will spend
On the
4
nose.
Did you get one?
I got one on the nose.
You did.
Okay, perfect.
I rolled an 11. I got a hard success for my library.
Nice. Nice.
Mark your box.
I am.
Yeah, mark your boxes, guys. Emily, still
yeah.
no? You're just watching. Why don't you give me a spot hidden to see if Remy's like trying to make passes on the Countess?
I see that. That's a hard success.
Every time he tries
Immediately.
to like sidle up next to Johanna, and he kind of,
It's like a cane that like
he just
slaps the table
feels-
right next to him.
he feels like fire burning into the side of his face, and he kind of looks over and he just sees you giving him the death stare, and he's like, I found
Flames?
this diary, madame.
That's not
When he runs off. Excuse me, I found this diary, here you go. That extreme success unearths the diary of Mademoiselle de Brienne, a member of the Queen's court. Let me drop a little thing into the handouts folder for y'all, and then I'll read it to you.
You said Madame Briette? Is that what you said?
Brienne. Brienne. Mademoiselle de Brienne.
Can you spell that one more time?
No.
B-R-I-E.
N-N-E.
N-N-E, thank you.
No.
No.
No!
No. You're out of
You
But
get
I
here.
only
one
have to spell
chance.
half, so. Yeah, let me go drop some.
I got really excited. Is this Brienne of Tarth?
That's what I was wondering.
If it is, I'm going to take her out of this adventure so she can sit with me.
Fair.
I mean, it's fair.
Choices.
I don't want anything to happen to her, okay? Not that she couldn't protect me from all the evils of the night.
Are you dropping this in the Paris folder?
Yeah, someday if I can figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, sorry, Jet.
I don't have a Paris folder.
We have folders now.
Yeah.
I think the
there we
permissions
go.
of the folders are.
Oh, I
changing.
did add some folders today. Sorry, guys. I was like, I'm gonna organize.
Did you
Like
laugh
you're-
exactly like that as you were doing it?
Ask my husband. I probably did. He said yes.
I like that your evil organizing laugh is not that scary.
No, it's not. I just have joy. Do. I found it, y'all. Copy. Paste. There. Should show up in a second once my computer's like, oh, hello. Should be called
As
Paris
it
01.
uploads. There it is.
There it is.
Alright, so in this diary, well, it says for the most part the diary records the petty intrigues and affairs which plagued the court, but it also relates an incident involving a Comte Finalichek, I think is, I don't know, it's in June of 1789. Damaged by water, parts of the manuscript are now illegible. But this is what we have. Let me read this to you, my friends. From the diary of Mademoiselle de Brienne, June 1789. The Comte was like a sun amongst us, shedding his light and making all rejoice in his pleasures. His feasts are said to be the most lavish and lascivious yet seen in our city. It was then that it became apparent that much evil was afoot, and the queen became angered. The king's men did raid the house, and much was destroyed, and the Comte was arrested. Lascivious, guys. Lascivious.
Lascivious. Great
That's
word.
an old Bible word from my King James Bible days. You know?
Diary entry: the queen was a hoe.
What?
He threw some rad bangers, okay?
Yeah, he threw some ragers.
I love how this is like, he was so wonderful. He threw a party. The queen got mad. He got
The
arrested.
best party.
Well,
so
remember-
what happened was the queen thought she was the only one that he was shining his pleasure on, and then she found out he was shining it on everybody.
No, he shed his light and his pleasures on everyone.
He's like the
Everyone.
sun.
You know
It's
what?
so poetic.
He just loved everybody.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at him. Can't blame
That's
him.
almost biblically beautiful.
So he lascivious.
Lascivious, I believe. Oh, wait, am I thinking of concupiscence? Guys, sorry.
You're very
I grew up-
close.
I grew up, well, one of them is like, literally translates to like evil writings of the heart.
Mm.
And I feel like it might have been lascivious, but I can't remember. But either way.
Lascivious is a feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. I looked it up.
Okay, so,
I feel like
sorry,
offensive is
by leaps and bounties
subjective.
fans, our private chat is pretty lascivious. Sorry. This is what you signed on for. All right, so yeah, lascivious things were happening. I love that word. It's so fun to say. Let's see, but yeah, so you get that, and remember, the diary was damaged by water and stuff, but you do at least get a mention of someone very close to the name of Comte Finalic. Let's see here.
Well, if Brienne didn't feel the need to like take it in the bath, maybe it wouldn't be ruined by water.
I was like, wait, what? Wow, my brain was like, what are we doing? What did Brienne do?
It's really, that was her time to write.
She was writing in the bath and she was like, oh shit.
She's like, oh
That's
no.
where she's her most creative. Who are we to judge?
Like some of the ink is smeared and it looks like bubbles just burst on the page and you're like, why did she do this in the bubble bath? Why? This is so she's writing her like her best
Yeah.
fan fiction. Like right
Her
here,
best
she's like, "Ah."
best fan fiction.
Friend fiction. She's a very nice lady.
I'm sorry.
Picturing this French aristocrat balancing a quill and ink and parchment, trying to scribble in the
She had like a
bathtub.
table that went over the bath.
She did. She had the table. She had the tray. Guys,
Oh,
I'm
that's where
shopping
that
for
came
one of those.
from.
I got my bathtub installed, and I'm very happy. But I'm looking for one of those. But yeah, she had her little ink quill, and her bubbles were all appropriately covering things, and her hair was up in some hairstyle that was appropriate. But literally, the Comte was like a sun amongst us, shedding his light and making all rejoice in us. That's fan fiction, y'all. I've read enough fan fiction to know that is 100% fan fiction. She is prolific on an archive of our own. Don't tell me she's not.
She, little known fact, also wrote 50 Shades of Grey about the Comte.
Also in the bathtub.
So
Mademoiselle de Brienne is E.L. James or whatever her name. An ancestor thereof. Oh God. Okay, moving on. We ready for day 3 or 4?
Yes.
Okay, so have we with the rolls that we got? Have we gotten an illustration of a rendering of Count Finlick yet? Damn it!
Oh no. There's no
Brienne,
art.
you
This is
write
a
the
book of
fan fiction,
words.
you can't like draw a picture.
Yeah, really.
It
Look,
was like
she doesn't have that many talents.
you don't. Yeah, you don't get both. You either can write or you
Get
can draw.
one or the other. That's true.
You hope that your friend group has both. That's all. That's how it goes.
That's true, actually.
No. So yeah. So that's there, and the esoteric is still. Remy is like, I see none of this. I don't know what you're looking for or why. This is just some petty comte who probably knew how to use his pen, you know, and he's nothing. I don't know why he would want magic. Yeah, he doesn't. He hasn't found anything yet.
Pay him some more, Countess, and maybe you'll get the book you're looking for.
I am going to flirt with him and ask him if he knows how to use his pen.
Remy blushes very lightly, and he's like, well, I may show you, but I have a demonstration this afternoon. Would you like to accompany me?
Perhaps, if I can find the time.
And he
There's
proceeds
lots of
to... Yeah, lots of stuff. He proceeds to, like, start talking your ear off about, like, the socialist movement and what kind of, like, political things they're trying to...
Gross. Anti-capitalist? Ew.
Probably anti-nobility too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is never gonna work out.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like-
glad.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything anymore, Emily.
But
Like,
you're
done.
cast down and displaced, is that right? Oui?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely don't live in a very nice manner at all. I'm staying
I
with
mean-
my cousin. I'm so
Manners are always important. So you do not accompany to his associate, but as long as you don't like speak down to him, he's still pretty okay with like accepting your 70 francs. Capitalism is okay when it pays the bills. Okay, it's only when it like ruins lives that Remy cares.
sure.
But his life, he's fine. No. Go ahead and give me another library use roll.
All of us?
Yeah, next day. You guys actually are doing really good.
This time's the charm.
I am
Nope.
going to use one of those rerolls because I don't like failing that badly.
I am so tired of research. I'm just like looking around the library going, is there anything else?
If at any point you want to break off and do your own thing, we can do that. So just there's other things to see.
Yeah, no, I'm less enthused about the library. I'm just keeping an eye out today for anything
Okay, no
suspicious.
worries.
I did use a reroll and now I have a success.
You can't say
Nice.
these. I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna spend
Oh.
10 points to make mine an extreme success, but I'm just gonna take my hard success and like it.
you'll
Well,
take
you
it
get
and
to
you'll
check
like
that
it.
box now next to library.
It's true. It's true. Maybe you can get it above 20.
Leo's still trying to figure out when they can go to the catacombs.
Well, I mean, so we are on January 12th
14th.
was a Tuesday, right? So we're
Yep.
on the 14th now.
Yep.
So that's a Thursday. If I match,
And they do them
my
on
day right?
Saturdays?
They do them on Saturdays, yeah.
If we're on the second day, we're on the 13th.
No,
We're on the third day now.
we're on the
We're
14th now.
then.
Yeah. 13th is when we got the diary of the fanfic writer.
Yeah, I like calling it that. Just a second. I've got more handouts that I'm about to give you guys, so I'm just like getting myself ready because I saved one of them in the wrong place, like a
And
big
actually,
old
the
slack
14th
ass.
looks like it's a Saturday.
Oh, is it?
If Matt,
Is it the
no,
first
no,
or the
it's
third?
a Sunday. It's I assume dim is Sunday because I don't speak anything but English.
Oh, I thought we were on a Tuesday. My bad.
Hold on, I'm scrolling
I'm
back to
looking at the
1923.
Either way, we're good. There will be a
13th.
catacombs tour. I can make a catacombs tour happen.
But yeah, the 14th is
If we
a
throw
Sunday.
enough money at it, we can make one happen. That's just the solution.
A special
Unfortunately,
tour.
Wait,
we
is
got
there
so
another
excited about
14th
that diary
Sunday?
entry, we completely forgot it was Saturday, and we missed the tour.
It was a hot diary, guys.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of other stuff in there. You were hoping for anything about the comp, but it was literally just 50 Shades of Grey. Emily was like, "Let me see that."
Your cup has become the background, and I'm here for it.
It looked like you were drinking the universe. Or algae, one of the two.
All of the above. Yeah, I love this cup for that reason. Particular. I can just rip a hole in time and space. All right, library uses. You got a 1. Let's see here. The diary.
He can
found...
read a book.
Yeah. At this point, the investigation, as you've gone through that diary and things, the investigators, you are starting to see that the King's men were involved in whatever this Comte Fenelic scandal was. They were called in to, arrest him and do whatever, probably execute him. Remy, as you're all kind of combing through things, still, says, there is another library that you may prefer. It may have information more suited to what you seek. Not the esoterica, but there's a Biblioteca de la Chanel, not far. It's not far from the Place de la Bastille. The library, you would know if you have any kind of French background. The library takes its name from being housed in what remains of the ancient arsenal of Paris built by Henry II, and contains the archives of the Bastille and many other 18th century records. So would you like to... Remy says, I would I'd be happy to accompany you, Countess, to the L'Arsenal.
You have been a great deal of help here, and we would be most happy to have you along with us.
Of course. Miss Cleary? Are you
Yeah.
joining us? Or...
She's like, yes.
Yes. Remy's just like, 2 girls, 1 trip. Okay. So... no.
Leo's like, oh, okay.
Okay, slow the fuck down, mister.
Like patting him on the back.
Kelsey, Emily, do you accompany as well?
Yeah.
A new
Probably
library,
should.
but it's a library about like army and war stuff, Emily. Maybe this
Oh,
is
that's
your
true.
place.
That is far more interesting.
Okay. So you find a it doesn't take long to get there. You can get a cab if you want, or you can just walk. It's a lovely day in Paris, and you enjoy the sun and the birds and the French people, and you make your way to the Bibliothèque de l'Arsenal. So give me those library uses. You know what, Emily? Just because your library use sucks, I'm gonna let you use. Do you have military history or something like that? Something military, fighting brawl, something that you could use.
Well, I was trying to think if there is something. I mean, she's got history, and that's kind of where I've been like lumping it in.
Do a history. I'm good with that. Is it a good number for you?
It's better than libraries.
Well, Better is better.
And it's a hard success, so...
Nice.
Fantastique! Okay, so, as you're all kind of digging through things, and Emily is searching with renewed fervor in this task, what did my intelligentsia get?
Oh, I got a success.
Me too.
You
Regular.
too? Kelsey, did you get anything?
No.
Kelsey is eyeing a display in this bibliothèque. They do have a lot of, because it is an old military building, that also has some displays set up in some glass cases that don't look nearly as well protected as perhaps they should be. And Kelsey is like handing out his card.
Yeah, that's right. Looking at it from a legit business angle for once.
Sure. And you are, so mark that off on your bingo cards that Kelsey is handing out his business card and making business connections. But yeah, so combing through this and with Remy's help, you all unearth the diary of Louis Malone. And let me give you that handout. Louis was a, oh my god. I really need to figure out a new push to talk button because when I push it, I can't use my regular mouse button properly.
That's no good.
No good.
All right. Luis was a. Where the hell is it? There it is. He was a captain. During that era. He was the captain who led the assault on Fenelix's mansion in Poissy, a suburb of West Paris. Malone seemed to have been shaken by the experience. So I have dropped, and I believe Parasite 2 should be an excerpt from his diary, and it's from his report, not necessarily a diary, but this was included in his diary. When we arrived, the feast was still in progress. Men and women were rutting like rabid dogs. We chased them out, arresting the ones who were not able to vouch for themselves. I sent 6 men to capture the Comte when I entered the chambers beneath. I cannot bring myself to describe what I saw there, save that we had entered a cesspool and it was hell. God protect us. Many devices of torture lay in many chambers. One of my men found a strange Nuremberg Virgin, which was locked. Fearing to find a fresh occupant, we smashed it open but found it to be empty. It was a dark day when noble vermin such as Fenelix did descend upon Poissy, and if God does not punish him for his sins, then the king surely will. It was with a just heart that I did give order to burn the house, and those who remained below, though the Comte did howl and scream as though his very soul was burning. We then took him to the place that would be his new home. There may he rot.
Do we know what a Nuremberg Virgin is?
You know what?
I'll look it up, but
Give me a Google roll, please.
Oh, it's an Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
was
figured it was an
thinking.
Iron Maiden, but
Thought it was
kinkier.
something of the sort.
Yeah, I was like, torture devices, probably just weird sex stuff that they had never seen before.
So we were right in saying that she was writing 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because he was shedding his light and his pleasures upon all of them.
On all of them. He was like, these are all safe. It is all consensual. This is BDSM. We take lots of precautions.
Do you think I would be so crass as to not ask consent before I shove them in this thing?
Require a waiver?
I gave no consent.
I'm gonna ask Remy. Would you be able to check this library to see if there's anything, perhaps a little more esoteric here as well?
Do you give him the name of the simulacrum to perhaps look for specifically?
Yes. Yeah, I trust Remy. He's just a silly French student. He doesn't know anything.
He's behind it all.
Go ahead and give me one more library use.
But more importantly, I am just sending him off to get him out of my
wait.
hair, so I can ask
You
a
got-
couple of questions from the group.
Somebody got a hard success, right?
Yes, but on history.
Okay, what did you get just now?
I got a hard success on that second library use.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna say that while you're doing this, you do mention as you're thumbing through, someone mumbles something about does anyone see an inventory of what was taken from the manor? And Remy says, "Well, I can look for that." And he starts to look, but the best that he finds is that's as close to a record of goods is simply paintings, snuff boxes, wine, silk clothing, statuary, incomplete is all it says. No further.
Incomplete.
Yeah, statuary and in parentheses incomplete.
That sort of sounds like what we are looking for.
Remy, is there a way to find out what happened to this statuary?
Perhaps I will continue to look. And I will. Well, actually, even with your hard success, because I'll use your for his skills. Even with your hard success, he could not find anything. Like he couldn't even find like a trail for any of those items. It was just kind of like, here's this. You get the impression, especially from further writings of Milan, and that from as far as he was concerned in his reporting, this was absolute debauchery, and as he said, like it's kind of like an abomination and an affront to decency. So he did not care about the things. He was just like, get rid of that. This is terrible. I'm burning this house down. And he does not care what happened to the things, except that they just get the hell out. Because
while Remy is off looking, I'm just going to quietly say to the group while we're kind of looking at the books that have been brought so far, do you think it would be possible that this house that burned, the lower chambers would still be intact in any way?
Depends on the burn.
And depends on what they built over it. If someone built over it, I would assume that they would have cleared it out.
I'm curious, the way that the captain describes the Comte screaming, a part of me thinks that maybe there was an attachment there, a magical one. I'll look over at Cleo.
It's possible.
that will be an adventure for another day, if you do choose to go out there. For now, move on and research. Oui?
Yes.
All right. So, you're actually, we have been able, with these extreme successes, y'all have been getting some great info here. So, we're actually going to move on to what the book calls as day 6 or 7, but it's really only day, 4 for y'all?
Yeah.
5?
So we're moving to January 15th?
Yep.
Okay.
So, this day you return to the Bibliothèque Nationale as Remy advised that he believed that you pretty much found everything that you possibly could. Finding that diary of that captain who led the raid was definitely a boon, but there really wasn't much else there. I did want to ask, are you guys also looking for stuff on the skinless one, or are you focusing primarily on Phenolic at this time?
I think Cleo would be keeping an eye and an ear.
I mean, I guess
Two
the
eyes.
esoteric stuff would
Yeah.
also kind of fall under that. Okay, cool.
So to make sure that Remy isn't looking just for those books and then getting caught looking just for those books, I would mention other things, specific other things beyond that I would have picked up in my occult studies, so that he's looking for a multitude of things. I don't want anybody pointing, oh, look for the skinless one, and also like the beast of that one city in France that people thought was a werewolf, and like I want to cast the net wide, so that
Okay, so you're looking for just about anything that you can.
well,
really
and it's mostly about not pointing us directly at one thing, so that if a cult picks up what we're doing.
I mean, you know nothing about Remy Bongheim. He could be.
Yeah, who knows?
He could be the entirety of the Brotherhood of the Skin.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I honestly think he's interested in different types of skin. Let's see. Returning to the Bibliothèque Nationale, go ahead and give me that wonderful library use roll that I
That
I
sweet
so
library
desire.
roll.
That sweet library use. Go ahead and give me history.
No,
Don't
no,
look at me that way.
I'm doing it. It's a hard success, actually. So,
For the library use?
yes, my dice are coming through at last. I had to
Apparently,
shame them.
I'm kicked back in a chair, hat pulled down low, and there might be a faint snoring coming from me. My roll was so bad.
This a female clerk of the library notices Mr. Haskins kicked back with his feet up on the table and the soft snoring, and she happens to you all would notice this woman approaching and keep kind of watching him as she looks for books on the shelf, and she looks back again, and guess someone give me a psychology or psychoanalysis roll. Give me a psycho roll.
Oh, that's a success.
Regular success, yeah.
That's a success.
You all can tell that she seems amused, also irritated. The snoring is irritating her.
Oh, but okay, that's like a baseline French.
Yeah.
Well, but you rolled good on your psychology, so you are confirming it, okay? Confirmation bias. um, and she turns and she's like, And you see her kind of like run her finger along the spines of several tomes, and she finds one that's particularly girthy, and she pulls it from the shelf. I just wanted to see Matt's response.
Wrong
She
show,
pulled it from
Roxy.
the-
Wrong show.
She pulled it from the shelf and goes, "Oops!" And she this massive tome just bam on the ground. And Kelsey, I need you to give me a listen roll.
Listen.
Oh, don't mind him. He is from the Americas.
Oh, so he should be strong, if not smart. I see.
That is a hard success on my listen.
Okay, well, you jump up.
And when I jump up, my hand darts under my jacket. Until I'm like...
And she just looks at you, and she doesn't notice your jacket reaching, and she's just like, "Oh, would you pick this up for me, s'il vous plaît?"
Of course. Pardon me, mademoiselle. I was many a late night researching books, and it just finally caught up to me.
Calling her mademoiselle when she's clearly older than you, she's just like, "Oh." And so she takes a seat next to you. She looks at your feet your feet aren't on the table anymore.
No.
And then she proceeds to talk to you and keep your attention while the others are doing important things. So, sorry, we cannot allow snoring in the Bibliothèque Nationale, but if you are bored, I can definitely try to keep you entertained. And I'm sure she talks to you about all kinds of things.
And I will try...
Sundry things. But yeah, so for those successes and hard successes that the rest of you got. Oh, did you see?
I have an extreme success. I rolled a 9.
Oh, good God. Cleo is just like, I was born in a library. I don't understand this language at all, but I get it.
But I know it's something. There are words here. They have meaning.
You, at least you don't learn things like the Countess does. So, like, she's just like walking on, licking the spines of the books and absorbing all their knowledge. Whereas Cleo's like, "Oh my God, stop it! You're embarrassing me with the French people." So
she's like, "That's how you lose your sanity."
So, during all of this, as you're looking at things and you're working with Remy, you happen to find one more journal that seems to have a reference to something pertaining to what you are seeking. 1 second. I will once again drop you a thing. I should have just dropped them all, but I didn't want you guys to get spoiled.
Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna go hug the dog because he's gonna go off to daycare before our vacation. So, but I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I just need to go hug my
dogs
dog.
is important. Please go hug your dog. Yeah, guys. If you didn't know, Ala won't be here this week for a pirate show. So.
Oh no. But also, good for vacation.
Oh yeah, no, it's good for vacation. Like, I would like to take vacation, but it's just not happening. So, let's see here. So, let me move this over. Paris 03. But yes, you find the journal of a Lucien Rigaud. Oh my good God. I organized and I still don't know where anything is. Sorry, chat, that you have to just wait for me to figure out what the heck I'm doing. And I will, just for giggly grins, I'll drop in another thing too, and I'll say that you find this at this time as well. It's not associated with anything that, like, you don't find it associated with any of the reading, but you do find a sketch of that is labeled Comte Fenelic.
Oh. Does it look like anything?
Perhaps.
Does it look like a drawing that someone absconded with?
Perhaps. It bears a similar resemblance. Is your dog sad?
He's very excited.
Take care.
He doesn't know it's going to be for a week.
Aw.
Yeah, poor baby. Okay, so the Journal of Lucien Rigaud, June 1789. Let me skim this real fast, because as soon as I started reading the last one, I thought I read these earlier and I didn't think I found anything super offensive, but when the last one started out with running like rabid dogs, I was like, maybe I should check these a little closer just to make sure they don't say anything untoward. Let's see, so in the Journal of Lucien Rigaud, June 1789, 2 nights later, the soldiers of the king went in force to the Comte's villa to halt his excesses. After they burned his mansion, they brought the Comte before the king's deputy, who then ordered me present to deliver an opinion. Comte Fenelic was screaming and writhing. It was easy to see that he was mad. As a nobleman and a madman, he could not be executed, so I suggested that a merciful king might place Fenelic in quarantine. The king's deputy apparently decided upon this course and arranged that Fenelic be taken there. Later, the king expressed his approval and the disposition was made permanent. The last I learned of him was that he had been locked away in a cellar because he had attacked other patients. So, this seems to be... So, the earlier writing where it says he was executed was apparently the cover story. What actually happened is that he seems to have been interred in an asylum. Which I believe you were made aware of. That was a rumor that I believe the archivist had mentioned to you previously about Fenelic.
And the place he was put, Charenton, that it's still standing today, correct?
It is absolutely still standing. You can visit it. So Lucien Rigaud was a physician to the Queen. You had to do some digging to find this volume, but you definitely uncovered it. This research has thus turned up 2 interesting points to investigate. So you now know that he had the villa in Poissy, and you now know that he was incarcerated at Carrington Asylum. At this point, you and Remy, with not regret, but he says, I really feel as though with the amount of work that we have done that you have exhausted much of the research on this topic. The fact that we were able to find any of these journals is kind of surprising, quite frankly. We don't usually... to find these journals of people who had immediate interaction with him is lucky. It says, though, the Hands of Fate rolled very, very good rolls to bring this to you.
I can
as
read
far
a book.
as yeah, as far as anything else that you might have had him looking for, where did it effing go? Go ahead and give me, just for grins, after all this research, give me some occult rolls. People who would like to.
I would definitely like to.
Yeah. Ooh. That's an extreme success. Mark that box.
Where's my occult dodge?
It's
Did
at
you
the
get
bottom.
another? Did you get another one? Did you get a?
I got a
crit?
7. I got a 7.
Okay,
But it's still an extreme success.
your dice. Yeah, you know,
They're gonna turn. It's gonna happen.
Revna implied that your dice had that you have some sort of mojo. So I'm not surprised, and yet I am surprised. And yet I am still impressed. So just because, so with the in looking for anything on the set of cash simulacrum, the best anybody I will say this, anybody who did not succeed on an occult roll or did not want to try an occult roll, go ahead and give me a luck roll.
I mean, there aren't any extreme successes in luck, but I got an 8 on my roll, which...
Nice.
I didn't even,
You know what,
yours-
Allah?
I
Just for
passed
you,
it.
that's an extreme success.
Oh, thank you.
Or as David likes to say, that is an exceptional success. You've done exceptionally well. So you do find reference, and in looking at all this and scrounging up whatever you can on Finnilik, you do find a reference to an illuminated Latin manuscript called the Devil's Simular, or Simulare. It was written by an anonymous Cistercian monk around 1260 and bound as a book in Venice in 1505. It is considered apocryphal and the work of a mad cleric. But it is known of in occult circles. But as far as you can find, the only known copy was kept in the Church of San Maria Celeste in Venice.
It was the devil's what?
Simulare? So Simulare. It's essentially what would turn up if you did a Google search for the simulacrum, and it's like on page 5. Because it's kind of the same word? Maybe?
What was the name of the church?
It is kept at the Church of San Maria Celeste in Venice. And astute listeners will know that, or historians will know that the Orient Express does make a stop in Venice.
So I would assume just through general knowledge, maybe, do we know that the Church of the San Maria Celeste is still standing?
I believe it is. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I guess I could look that. I didn't know if it was in the module. Sorry.
Well, it's not at this part. It's probably in the Venice chapter, but yeah. We're gonna say yeah, and if not, I'll retcon it later. I don't get to do GM hand waves very often, but when I do, I enjoy it. I just like waving at people.
And I'm sorry, I was probably taking notes, and you confirmed that one of the things we found was that the count, we have the picture of the count that I stole, right?
Okay, yes, you did find a sketch, and it does bear some resemblance. It is not a copy. It is not exact.
Cool.
But there's something about the eyes that does feel familiar to a certain snickering portrait.
It caught fire in 1569. In 1810, Napoleon gave it to the Navy, and it was demolished.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can find when we get to maybe you never know. There might be some sort of paper trail in Venice.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it did. There's a lot of fire in this this module. I'm just saying.
I mean,
Sorry.
A lot of fire throughout.
is it a lot, or is it just more than you're used to?
It's more than I'm used. Maybe buildings burn more often than I'm aware.
I mean, you have to. I mean, we have fire. We have firefighters and fire departments.
It's true, and they didn't have those back then.
They didn't. They had maybe the bucket brigade, but the bucket brigade, but they didn't have. Blah, blah, blah. Hi.
And nowadays
know how
we're
to
not
use
so
my mouth.
dependent on thatch roofing and
Yeah.
we have building codes.
I mean, yeah, dry.
And we don't heat things by lighting stuff on fire around it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's just you have to remember it's not 2022, France, or Venice. It's 1505 Venice. Go ahead and give me. Throw me out another library use roll real fast.
We're still on the same day though.
Yeah, this is kind of a flashback.
So
I'm filling in some other information before we leave. Before we leave this library. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Another success. I rolled an 11.
Get that. Get the fuck out of here with that die. I'm gonna put that die in. You know what? That die has won enough.
Can we
Give it its
mail
trophy,
you our dice
let
and
it
just
re-
have you rub them on yours?
Can you just-
and then send them
Norse
back?
Foundry.
Oh, really? I have some
Yeah,
The
Norse
metal
Foundry
ones.
dice.
They're my metal Norse Foundry dice, yeah.
I mean,
have
I
some
will
metal Norse
FedEx you
Foundry
all of my
dice.
dice
I do
just
too.
to sit next to you.
I'm
I
gonna have
don't
to go
roll
get
nearly
them.
that well.
Mine are over there in my Deadlands set, but still. All right, so looking for the skinless one. Remy actually digs this up. We'll say with y'all's library usuals. He draws up, or he finds a connection with a work of an 18th century anatomist. Anatomist? That's the
Anatomist?
word. Sorry, it's broken between two lines and words. I had to take a minute. Anatomist.
No, that's fair.
Honore Fragonard, whose écorché sculptures are kept at the veterinary school in Maisons Alfort. Investigate. Go ahead and give me if anybody has science, zoology, or medicine.
It's my time to shine. Still under 10, but
It's something.
it's something.
Did you get it?
No, I rolled a 40 some odd.
Oh damn. I'm gonna say you can go anyway. Let's say you. Remy's like, well, there's this veterinary museum that has these essentially flayed sculptures that this anatomist did in the 18th century. I can go look if you'd like. I have some interest in such things. And he proves his credentials, gain access to see the collection, which includes a flayed horse and rider and other morbid curios.
Right?
Remy is like, is this the kind of work that you seek with this skinless things?
I mean, it's skinless.
We're actually working by grant for a professor in England about some study that he's doing. This was one of many topics that he asked us to look into, and he felt that Paris would have a much better library than he had access to in London.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look like there's anything here that would pertain to what you seek, though, so I apologize. I tried. I had to put your money to good use, alright? But yeah, after that, that's about all y'all turn up. There's nothing that you can find about the Brotherhood of the Skin, or the Skinless One, or anything like that in your researches. And again, the only thing that you could really find regarding the statue was the statue that there was an incomplete statuary in the home. You couldn't find any reference material about the statue except for the Devil's Simulare. And but that kind of, I'm going to say that kind of bookends your research. We did that really fast. I'm glad, because sometimes this can get long. So, and you did confirm that, yes, perhaps that sketch that is laughing at you at your home is very possibly a sketch of
Also laughing at us here.
Yeah.
God, French people probably hate me.
I mean, they do,
I
but
do
not
all
for
our
what you would
friends.
expect.
Not for that reason.
They don't really need a reason. They just...
Let's see here. Now, just to remind you, I'm not going to make you roll idea or anything, but in Professor Smith's notes, it did list that a piece of the simulacrum was as being sold in Paris to someone from Milan in 1919. There are shops of antiquity and occult items. There are shops like that you could possibly inquire about that at, if you wished. Again,
So it was
it
sold.
is a long shot.
It was sold from Paris to someone in Milan, or someone in Milan
To someone
sold it.
from, it was sold in Paris to someone
someone-
from Milan, yes. In 1919, so fairly recently. It is
So-
only 1923.
Just to work through this, we know that Comte Fenelick had the entirety of the statue.
We definitely
It
believe
was
so,
broken
yes.
down at some point, and at least part of it was removed from his home.
Yes.
But it doesn't sound like it. Incomplete suggests that the whole thing wasn't there, or that it was broken in pieces already, or both.
Yeah. You're not sure which, but they seem to, whatever statuary that they mentioned, because it just said statuary. It didn't have a description of what it looked like or anything like that, but they mentioned statuary incomplete. So whatever statue pieces like that were taken from the home, it seems that they were not fully, like they weren't whole when they were removed by the King's Guard.
And that probably ended up in the king's property, and then who knows?
Possibly.
Where that went.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, another part of Smith's notes refers to pieces of the statue leaving Paris with Napoleon's armies. General history, you would know that Napoleon reached Venice and then Trieste in 1797. While you were in the library searching for things and at the Bibliothèque de l'Arsenal, it confirmed the futility of trying to find those kinds of things. There just wasn't... Nobody really made a paper trail for things like that at that time. Like, not... And what you've learned about the simulacrum is it's not like an item of like historical importance to most people, so it wouldn't be mentioned as precisely as other things that were carried out.
In my time purchasing from the bookshop owner in London, did he at any time mention any shops or anything in Paris?
No, I'll be honest, the guy that ran the Illuminated page there in Kensington, you got the impression from him that, like, he could get his hands on stuff, but he was better at looking for things that people wanted rather than actually caring about the actual topics that he was...
Okay.
He felt occult and things were a phenomenon so that he could capitalize on of the time. People were interested in the occult and seances and things like that, so why not give the people what they want? Okay. So
would we have any contacts that might be able to point? I just don't want to go to a random occult shop and it turn out that it's like Jimmy's used books, and I mean Jean or James, like
Jean Paul's used books.
Yeah,
or
books, yeah.
Or roll into the bookshop and be like, "Oh yeah, you're looking for this Brotherhood of the Skin? Yeah, that's us. Come on in."
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's...
That would never happen! That would never happen! I would never do that to you!
I'm just wondering if there's a way that we would be able to... Well, I mean, does Cleo?
We might have to wait, but she could reach out to Ophelia just with a telegram that basically just says, like, Paris, ? And then we'd have to wait for an answer.
Do you want to just, like, pop into an antique store and see if anybody has any information?
I think we send the telegram and then also just pop into one, because we still have to go to the catacombs. We've got time here. It's not like we can't wait for it.
Catacombs.
Well, and also, do we want to make a trip out to, I'm not going to say it right, so please excuse me, Poissy?
Poissy? That is an option.
To see if we get any vibes or anything from the former...
Yeah, we have that place. We have, like, the asylum.
The asylum, which is just a great place to go to.
Is Charenton, do we know if it's still operational, or just that it's still standing?
It actually is still in operation.
Ugh.
You can actually visit the asylum.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, is what I think I'm gonna do, because nature calleth. I think we're gonna have an early break. Fill up your beverages, use the restroom, stretch your legs for a moment, and when we come back, we will decide. Now that the research is done, we will focus on more of the sightseeing and other avenues of research that you can find that are not books, that might rely on skills that everyone can enjoy and feel like they contributed. Hey,
I've now flirted with two elderly, one British, one French woman.
Whoa. Mademoiselle Giardelli was not, or Madame Giardelli was not elderly.
Oh, okay.
She was just older than you. Wow, you're one of those men.
No.
Oh,
Ooh, is Kelsey one of them? I
well.
hadn't thought about that.
And she was like, I'm hosting a little meet and greet later. If you would like to join me.
My friends and I may have to pop in.
Oh,
He can go himself. It is fine.
The ladies.
Watch
Those are
yourself
friends of
over.
yours?
Yeah,
You
they're
travel.
actually.
You
I'm
travel
employed by
with
I'm employed right now of security.
Oh, security.
Security
And she
that
kind of-
sleeps on the job.
she reaches a hand out, not at all shyly, and she kind of like squeezes your arm a little bit. She's like, "Oh, ooh,
Which
no
is
wonder you could lift that book so easily, Monsieur."
flattered, but
What was your name? No, you are not fat at all.
Questions?
You are not fatter at all.
what is my name? Is that what you asked? What was my name?
Yeah. What is your Monsieur?
Monsieur Phil Grant.
Oh, Monsieur Phil Grant. What a name. So original. And she slips you her card anyway.
Okay.
And with her address on it. And it is lightly perfumed.
Nice.
French.
But yeah. Please.
I'm thinking of Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Did resume.
Pink, really elegant scripting.
Yeah, and she's like, I prefer adults at my party if you want to leave your friends behind.
Emily's like older than I am, I think.
She is, but she is, but
Emily is
this
also
lady-
elderly, apparently.
I'm too old for her. It's alright. I'm also married, so this
I prefer
Not okay.
adults, not octogenarians at my party. You catch my drift?
you may have the evening off, Air Grant.
Oh, I'm being let off the leash.
Oh,
What
she's-
will I do?
Oh yes, this is a Franchonnet
You better
party.
hold on to her
So
silver.
please, leave your German friends
Oh,
behind.
You stole from the Louvre while you were on the leash.
We were enemies in the war. I'm not gonna tell her to watch her silver.
Fair.
She's on her own.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So that's exciting. Kelsey
Yeah.
can decide later if he wants to hang out at the party that I promise you will only be you and her. The meet and greet she has planned is not what you associate meet and greets with.
Kelsey's not that interested.
She's a unique dame. She's picking them up at the Bibliothèque Nationale. She's like, I have credentials to get in here, and I can find whoever I want. I like a certain sort of smart that, yeah. So anyway, you shouldn't have ever described your character as handsome, Kelsey. It's just,
I don't think I said handsome. I said he wasn't. He had a.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's just got a very nice smile.
He's
Like,
different.
engaging. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
exotic for the Frenchman.
Yeah, she's just like, American. I've heard things.
He's a cowboy.
Yeah, he's a cowboy.
Tell me about your horse.
Wow.
That wasn't even a euphemism. I had a lot of those. But was it? No. Anyway, take a break.
I am
We're gonna
restraining
stretch our
myself.
legs. We're gonna be back in 10 minutes. I love you all. I'm sorry that I feel giddy today.
It's a good game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good night. Stay with us. Don't go. I just said good night. I didn't mean it. Stay with us. We'll be back in 10. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes. are back. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. But we are here, and we are ready to play some game. Announcements that I did not give earlier. It is going to be a bit of a quiet week here. Again, I want to thank you all for any donations you've made towards Red Cross Ukraine relief. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you we appreciate you partnering with us to spread a little humanitarian effort in this world of ours. But coming up this week, tomorrow night, we have the season 1 finale of The Voyages of our Star Trek Adventures actual play at 7 p.m. What is the name of the episode, Matthew?
Hold on, take 2 seconds.
You freaking wrote it, man.
No, but listen, it's because the words I used are not words I normally use. It's syntactic ambiguity. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a very specific name.
It is. I wrote names
meaning.
based on things in
the
episode. I would highly suggest, if you watched any of the Voyages of coming out, because there might be a cliffhanger at the end.
As all good
never.
As all good Star Trek should end the season on is a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and also
it's always got to be the part 1.
Sean's gonna get cajoled by Klingons, so you know.
Yes.
Well, cajoled is better than other options. Right. So that's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And Tuesday night, we do not have a show this week. I think we are going to just take a break. And we no ninjas this week either, but we do have on Saturday, Cinema 12. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Cinema 12 on Seriously Let's Play. It's a D12 system. It's going to be like a B-movie action flick, I believe is what I've heard. And we're going to have, what's his name?
Michael from the RPG Academy.
Michael from the RPG Academy, if you're familiar with them, it will be running that game for us on Saturday. So please come out for that at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Michael's good people, and RPG Academy is really good. Like, solid storyteller.
We are thrilled to have them join us for this and to showcase their game. So looking forward to that. So we won't be keeping you too busy this week, just the 2 shows and then Saturday. So, but come back and join us for episode 9. I believe you're coming back by next Sunday, right? Yeah. So we will be back here for, I believe episode 9 is what we're on. I don't know episodes. We're actually winding down, guys. We're gonna hit to 12, and then I think we're gonna call it this season. So, enjoy, savor it while you can, and then we'll be back with our normal schedule the following week. What was? But yeah, so I don't think I have any other announcements. I am excited. I will tell you guys this. I'll give you a little sneak peek. We are getting ready to do a sponsorship, and I'm really excited about what we're getting ready to do. So, if you like things that smell good, be looking out. I don't know how smell and sight, but yeah. Be prepared for some giveaways. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do more giveaways here, and we did a few at the beginning of the season of some RPG PDFs, but this time we're actually going to maybe give out some prezzies.
Also, speaking of giveaways, thanks, Sean, for gifting a sub. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean. Sean and Greg and I think it's mostly Sean and Greg, and sometimes Will are our gifty friends on this channel. So we really appreciate y'all supporting the channel.
And it actually went to someone that was in stream today. Sometimes it just goes out randomly into the Twitchverse.
Yeah, I hope none of you are ever offended if you don't get randomly selected by the Twitchverse to get a sub.
Yeah.
For whatever stupid reason, Twitch prioritizes channel followers over, even over people who are in chat. So you all may follow, but when the gift subs are given, Twitch just grants them to some random yokel who never interacts with us half the time. And I'm glad that it went to somebody who was here and supporting the channel, so thank you for being here. Other than that, I think that's it. We have some cool stuff coming this spring. We're going to have several limited series. I have heard tell that there is Bunkhouse B will be coming back for a 4-episode run.
I like that you're like, I've heard tell, as though you're not the one running it.
Yeah, really.
I heard through the grapevine.
It's the mystery.
You never know. You never know.
You know what?
College bound.
It sounds more mysterious, if you heard it through the
Does.
grapevine.
I don't want to toot my own horn all day. I have other things to do besides brag on myself. No, Bunkhouse B will probably be coming back for a 4 top. Matt, are you doing a 5e thing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. John is doing a. What are you doing for our?
If it happens, spycraft.
Oh, spycraft.
Right.
Yeah, there might be a spycraft coming, and then there might be a Shadowrun thing coming. So
I heard through the grapevine there might be a mech warrior thing.
Maybe we'll see.
We're waiting for.
We're waiting. Yeah. John knows all that stuff. I'm just like rambling. So let's get back to France in
to it.
1923 in January. You know, I said it was like nice and sunny, and it was a lovely day to walk to that library. It's probably fucking cold, guys.
And rainy.
It's probably cold and rainy and gross. So
I'm sorry, January in Paris has got to be lovely.
Probably better than London for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know they're really not that far apart, y'all. But
There's a difference.
it's as soon as you get out of English waters and are in now French waters, it's just automatically more lovely.
It's just a little bit more
But-
sparkling.
Yeah. So, where are we going? We going to the asylum? We going to the catacombs? Where are we going? A special tour of the catacombs can be convened if
I think
you
we
would
need,
so
if we go to the catacombs, it needs to be our own tour. I'm not taking.
You
some
will be
random-
alone.
Well, no, I mean, I
You
don't
don't
want
want
to
to-
take some other random person who isn't the tour guide on our crazy Cthulhu adventure. Like that. Does
Sure,
not seem
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Leo
that
is
that might get us into the asylum a little easier. Be like, hey, we were on a tour. This person went batshit crazy. He or she needs a place to stay now.
here you
But
go.
you know, that's just Kelsey.
We shouldn't joke about that.
Because let's be
asylum-
honest, it will be me.
And asylum
will
stays are
take it.
actually
Because
very
you're the one who's going to
expensive.
touch
I know,
everything.
I know. And I forgot your character. You definitely have probably not great feelings about that.
Also,
It's fine. He's in a good place.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the contract for Kelsey did not include asylum stays.
No, we won't be able to afford it. You just get whatever asylum they send regular people to.
Ugh.
I'll put you in the closet they put Finland.
It's America. They just send them, to America.
Yeah. Just send me home. Boss will be happy. It was cheaper.
Too dark.
Ah.
Cleo is going to stop in somewhere and write that telegram to Ophelia that basically just says,
Okay.
Harry?
Patty.
Patty?
And it will probably be at least a day or two before
Oh, yeah.
you get a response. But if that happens during this session, I will be sure to let you know. And actually, Kelsey, you've been checking the telegram office anyway, looking for anything from Mr. Bombali if he has other things for you to look at.
Right.
Mr.
Bombadil?
Bombali. I thought it was Bombadil, yeah.
No,
we
it's
did.
not.
We did officially in canon change his name to Bombadil.
That's right.
Surprise!
Surprise. I forgot about that.
In this world, he literally was the one who inspired J.R.R. Tolkien to create Tom Bombadil.
There you go. Yeah.
This Bombadil Securities helped him with something very important.
Yeah, but Bombadil and Tolkien didn't break people's kneecaps.
That we know of.
Some
What
things
version
had to
of
be
The Lord of
glossed
the Rings
over.
Did you read?
Yeah,
Did you read?
You didn't read this the part of the Silmarillion that has that in there? Like, come on.
Get with it, Sean. You call yourself a nerd.
I'm sorry.
No. So you happen to, while you are out and about the next day, which I believe is the 16th.
Yep.
Yes, this would be January 16th now.
Okay, so on January 16th, you have, of course, released from your employee, Remy Von Gein, and it is just the 4 of you. If you would like to bring someone else with you, you may, but it sounded like you did not. And you can all speak the language and are relatively good
One of
with
us
it.
can't speak the language.
Yeah.
Is it Cleo?
Yeah, but there's
Cleo
enough
doesn't
of
speak.
you.
Me. I don't speak.
Okay. Yeah, that's
There were
fine.
The
enough.
collective view.
Yeah, okay, so at the catacombs, you happen to see on your way out, as you are walking around town, I'm going to say that you are actually considering visiting the asylum just to see, sightsee, see crazy people. And you decided instead, that was probably rude of me, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sightseeing, you're seeing sights, you're out there amongst the wildlife in France, and you happen to see that there's a little crier outside that says like, "Oh, the catacombs are having a special tour today." You know, what is the 16th? What day of the week is it?
It's a Tuesday. No, Monday.
A Monday tour. Tour cancellation, but the catacombs are open if you would like to go see. So, you get a cab, you go to the catacombs, and as
Leo's
you
like
are,
really excited.
yeah,
Going to
Cleo is.
Disneyland.
Somebody give me a Constitution check.
Oh,
No, POW. Give me POW checks.
oh, cool.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Good shit.
So, do I get a bonus die because I get bonus dice for POW checks? Does that apply here?
Sure,
Okay.
sure. This is completely just a
I got an
proper
exceptional
reroll, but
success.
Regular
Oh,
success.
Hard success.
Extreme
Okay,
success.
Cleo is literally
Oh, I
vibrating
didn't have to.
next to you. Yeah, you didn't have to. Cleo is literally vibrating, and like her aura is like penetrating all of you, and you're all getting like a little happy. You're a little giddy. That it's like Emily smiles for once, and everybody
Oh God, we're all
knows
gonna
what to
die.
do with that.
It's like having a child again.
Yeah, she's just like bouncing. She's got her little juice cup, and she's having her little juice sippy cup. It's just her flask with a straw in it.
Little baggy goldfish
so
just getting scattered everywhere.
Yeah. Just
We
cheesy
made sure
crackers
to
everywhere.
pack snacks for the expedition into the catacombs.
Yeah,
Don't
Emily
want to get
spent the morning
cranky.
doing little. Yeah, Emily spent the morning with like bag lunches, making sure that this field
Little
trip was going to
sandwiches.
be little. Yeah. Speaking of sandwiches,
Skeletons.
the cab driver's like, "Oh my god, I'm charging extra for this."
It's her first time in the catacombs. She's very excited.
I see dead people.
Well, you kind of do sometimes, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
could.
but she's not going to walk around being like, I see dead people.
You should. Okay, I just realized.
She'll just
I have to
very
open up another
straightforwardly
document.
say, yeah, I see dead people.
Let me open up the Traveler's Companion real fast to get a little descriptione.
Yo, they're dark. That's what it says.
There are rocks and bones.
It's a spooky place.
It is definitely spooky. I would love to go. Like I said, I've only been to France once, and it was only to the airport, and I hated every moment of it because I got picked on by the one of the airline workers.
Were they French?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. The tracks.
Why does? Oh, okay. Weird. Oh, okay. I see. So, just to let you know, the catacombs are former quarries worked since Roman times and extending some 200 miles beneath the city. With the closure of the city cemeteries in the 1770s, the remains of over 6 million people were brought here, converting a portion of the quarries to a vast charnel house. The galleries are completely lined with human bones and skulls, carefully arranged. My favorite types of bones, carefully arranged ones. So, while you are there, knowing what you do a little research before you head out to this exciting field trip. You do need to bring a torch with you, so you can hire one at the entrance if you didn't bring your own flashlights. But
Oh no, I would have brought. I'm sure we have flashlights.
We come prepared.
like,
How much?
which
does a
one of
flashlight
you?
cost anyway?
Which one of you literally is like, I brought a torch, like a real torch that you're like ready to light up right at the doorway.
Be real, it's Cleo.
She wants to
Yeah.
be very authentic here, while the rest of us have our little picnic basket with the flashlights.
She has like a lantern.
Yeah, she's changed her hat out. She's totally Indiana Jonesing it up as she's going through this catacomb. Um, uh, Emily, I'm sure also, and Cleo probably made sure that you're all wearing the proper footwear and the proper overcoats, as it is going to be cold. It's extremely cold. It is still in January. But yeah, it does say stout shoes and an overcoat are very desirable when going into the catacombs. So, I'm so sorry, Emily, you cannot go. According to this, it says it is not recommended for the elderly.
I have to wait outside with the picnic baskets until you guys are done.
No, get in.
This is very too traumatic for me. It's bad for my heart.
It is not recommended to the infirm, elderly, or sensitive. So
Well, okay, well that's all three.
What is
so
that?
I'm just
What is
gonna wait
that?
outside.
I want to know what kind of sensitive.
They
I
made
don't
like
know this
medium
thing.
sensitive because Cleo's all about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I know they say that it shouldn't, but
She's just gonna find like a couple skulls to put her forefingers in. She's just gonna plug in. Like, I have to complete the circuit. But
I have come.
so when you get there, there are spiral stairs of 120 steps to actually descend into the catacombs, and they are long and narrow. And the walkthrough portion, sorry, that is worded very improperly. The walkthrough portion open to the public is about 2 kilometers.
Wow.
Every step very deep below the city. So you are descending quite a bit. Do any of you have any, I don't know, issues with claustrophobia, issues with being underground?
Not yet.
Nope, I just have one
Okay.
phobia, but I don't think it
Cleo or
applies
Alyssa? Two different things.
The tour guide, as they kind of welcome you in, and as they go down, there is an inscription over the gates. It says, I can't pronounce it in French, but he says it essentially translates loosely to, and the Countess will translate this for the Americans, I'm sure. Stop.
I speak French.
Here lies. Cleo doesn't. Dweeb.
But you said the American.
No, I
Well-
just assume both of you don't speak French.
Okay,
okay.
give me a French roll, Kelsey.
Okay. I do that.
Back pocket.
I said that and I rolled a 96.
Damn it.
You have forgotten most French words. The only
Apparently,
ones
at
that
this
have
moment.
retained.
Parisian French is very different from learning French in the States.
Yeah. So when you translate what's above the gates, Kelsey, you're like, hey, food and drink are welcome. What it actually says to anybody who actually reads French is, stop, here lies the empire of death. So, arrête, c'est ici l'empire de la mort. So,
Well, that's
Enjoy that.
not foreboding.
Abandon hope,
No.
all you enter.
The French always say that. They're very dramatic,
Exactly.
but they can't win any wars.
so
I say
yeah,
in German.
Oh, shit.
Shots fired.
The tour guide's like,
Not
Napoleon.
literal ones, I hope.
Napoleon.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys look around. It is creepy AF. Cleo's in there, doing all kinds of, vibe checks on the skeletons to see how they're doing. How's
How you
it
doing?
going?
How you doing? Tell me your story.
On the tour, as you continue down, if you want to do anything as you're going, I will kind of gloss over some of this, but did you want to do some medium rolls and stuff to see, or any?
Yeah,
kind of,
I mean, for
aura
sure.
checks,
She's
or-
just kind of, she's just kind of getting the vibe and kind of getting, it's like she's heard all of these tales. How scary it is,
Absolutely.
and death, and all of these weird things that have happened. It's like the tales of, oh, there's a gateway to hell down in the catacombs and all of this shit. And she's like, okay, let's see how legit this shit is.
All right, well, give me some medium rolls.
Is
Okay.
it clear she's doing something? Does
I
she
mean,
make a
does-
face or?
Cleo, does your your stuff have a semantic portion or anything like that?
I mean, most of it is internal. You probably notice a distinct. She kind of retreats into herself more than usual because she's focused, but it's not like she's anywhere taking out supplies and whisper to
Give
the
me
beyond.
Countess, give me a vibe check at 50%.
I'm gonna check that vibe. I checked
You have noticed that she has decidedly stopped vibrating, and has kind of become much more calm and reserved as she's entered into these tunnels of death, surrounded by all these bones and things. And I mean, there's already an air of heaviness being this far beneath the city, and also being surrounded by the remains of over 6 million people. It definitely has a different air than walking above ground, and even walking through cemeteries, which I'm sure all of you at some point in your characters' histories have at least visited a cemetery.
Mhm.
It's a very different feeling. If anybody else would like to make any kind of rolls like that, feel free. But I'm going to go ahead and let her do her medium roll and see.
And you do specifically notice that she removes her jacket and she actually rolls up her sleeves kind of as far as they go, because she has all of her tattoos. So she just
I wish your
wants them
tattoos
to like
glowed.
be in the air. I know, it'd be dope. I rolled an 8, which is an extreme success.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That D100 that you have is literally.
I know it's my blue one. It, sometimes it rolls real badly, but mostly it is. Mwah.
It's a beaut. Would you say, Johanna?
When I notice that Cleo is occupied, I'm going to lean over quietly and say, "Are you reading them?"
She doesn't say anything, but she kind of very almost imperceptibly nods, but is in herself, but wants to give you, acknowledgement that she has heard you.
While I know that the Countess has no ability whatsoever, she's gonna attempt to feel things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
With no medium ability whatsoever, I'm gonna try and use the medium ability, which I know I will fail at, but I want to get a
that's
sense
fine.
of what kind of Cleo's doing.
Please do. I saw you rolling as well, Kelsey. Are you looking for something as well?
No, apparently I'm just looking at skulls.
They should really have these under lock and key. You leave your business card there under a skull.
3 of the bodies no longer have skulls, and Kelsey's code is a little bulbous.
I have plans for these.
That is horribly irreverent.
Cleo's hand, just as she's doing what she does, just comes out of nowhere, into and just.
What'd you get, Johanna?
I got a 95.
It feels cold.
It feels cold, and you're like, this is it. I think I'm doing it. And sorry.
No, that's fine.
And Cleo, there is so much around you. You're not necessarily, even with that 8, you're not necessarily connecting specifically with a person, but you can feel that there are so many disturbed, because all these people were kind of brought here, and it was there's even with the quarries and the stuff that was going on when these were not a cemetery or not the catacombs, there's a lot of energy down here that the rock remembers. You very much you're picking up a lot of residual type things that are occurring, mining and things like that. When the tunnels were being created, you feel energy from that time, from the Roman era, and things that are happening that aren't paying attention to the guests in this place at all. And then there are others that you feel like maybe there are energies that are seeking to connect with someone. And if you try, you could, but there are a lot, and it almost feels overwhelming, because you're kind of putting out this signal, this beacon, that you are able to communicate and commune with these any spirits that might be lingering, or energies that might be lingering, and you just kind of, as you are going through, everything, that if you touch anything or anywhere you go, there are places that you feel things kind of pulling at you. Nothing overly unsettling, but it's definitely overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just loud.
Yeah.
Johanna leans over and goes, "I can feel the cold of death."
It's also just very cold in here.
Hold on, there's a phone number that keeps calling me, and I'm gonna answer.
That's okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, so yeah, Johanna, you think you are absolutely tapped in to the core of what this place is. But nothing's really reaching out to you. It's just cold. It's a little dank. You start to pick up what you believe is a phantom odor, but it's really just old earth. And but you feel like you're really connecting, and you stick. I'm going to say you stick closely with Cleo, in the hopes that that being near her, you can kind of tap into that same kind of calm.
Yeah.
You know why I'm. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think it's lean over towards Evelyn. It's like, what is the Countess doing? Her eyes are closed.
I don't know. Maybe it's so cold that she wants to take a nap. It's about that time in the day.
Just put her down with the juice box.
Johanna, please have seat.
Why don't we just have a seat over here? I will get a blanket.
The tour guide is waxing very poetic about the catacombs and things, and you can tell. But it's also, he's waxing poetic, but it's that kind of waxing poetic where it's like, oh, you've done this 1,000 times, and this is just, you don't believe any of it. But he's really doing his best to put on a sense of awe and wonderment and just absolute reverence for where you are, as he leads the four of you deeper and deeper into the catacombs. While Alyssa has been called away, I am going to say we might take another brief break, just to make sure that everything's okay there, because I'm going to want to make sure that she's here for the next part.
Yeah,
so let's go ahead, if y'all are cool with that. Sorry, chat, it's kind of a weird night. We're running a little loosey-goosey, but please stick with us. We will be back soon. Chat amongst yourselves. Do the gift train. Somebody drop that Discord link in chat, so if you're not in the Discord already, please join us.
There's a lot going on there.
We have a good time there. There's
Join
a lot going
us.
on. Oh, well, she's back. Never mind, I lied.
So sorry.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, someone was trying to deliver something to my apartment.
Oh, okay.
Well, never mind then.
Never mind, then we're not taking a break, but still join the Discord, you wonderful, lovely people.
So sorry, everyone. Thank you for...
No. Our motto here is real life comes first, and if at any point somebody needs to take a step away, that is absolutely okay. I just didn't want to continue with the catacombs without you, so...
All right, well, now that she's back, we have like 18 skeletons to fight. Sorry. I touched something.
She couldn't resist it.
God fucking damn it.
Yes.
Didn't have her
Literally
juice
the
box.
moment she
Cranky.
looks away.
The Countess just slurped that juice box up so much the box just crinkled and went on a sugar binge right down the main thoroughfare and just started knocking them off and touching everything.
Packed the wrong juice.
There was an earthquake and the earth opened up before you, and
right?
So as the tour guide continues to lead you through, they're waxing poetic. They're telling you about all these things. They're telling you about the history of the catacombs. Let's see here. At the deepest point of your tour, I need a listen check.
Yay!
Ooh, I actually get to mark listen. That's a hard success. Barely.
42, which is what?
Matt, this new shisha flavor I've got is really nice.
People are gonna think I'm cheating.
I got a hard success.
I don't think you're cheating. I believe you, Alyssa.
I rolled a 7.
I think your dice are special.
Your dice are like...
Tell me more about the microwave you put them in. No.
Yeah.
But they're metallic.
They were forged from the souls of gamers. Of gamers past.
Yeah, they are it is the Nega Wheaton die. Let's see here. So we got hard successes, regular successes. Everybody
hard
heard
success.
something?
Extreme success.
Hard.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so the at one point, even the tour guide kind of quirks his head a little bit and says, pardon. And he kind of excuses himself and he goes off a few paces. You start to hear here's like bones tumbling in the dark.
Oh,
Kind of-
goody.
You had to talk about skeletons, Matt.
That dry rasp of the bones kind of rubbing against one another. The more successful rolls, or the more extreme successes, place the sounds as being beyond a locked gate on a side passage. As the tour guide kind of steps away from you, you get the impression that he is definitely trying to place the source of the sound, but he cannot necessarily pick it out. And the four of you move towards the side passage where you hear this. Go ahead and give me now a spot hidden.
Ooh, I get to mark that too.
See there,
we
I
ju-
failed.
Spot hidden. Where's?
Extreme success. It's my turn. I have taken the luck.
Yeah.
Where are my other?
Fantastic.
Extreme success. No, a hard success. Sorry,
Gremlin over there stealing.
hard success.
Okay, fantastic. So, the tour guide has now left you. He's far enough away that you really can't even hear him moving around anymore. He's back, and he does shout very from. It sounds like he's quite a ways away, and he's like, "Hey, we'll be back soon. Stay there. There's nowhere else you can go."
So many things surrounding that one sentence.
I'll be back soon. I will lead you out in a moment. One moment. 1 minute. But yeah, he so spot hidden. Oh, we got some successfuls on that. Peering through the gate. Is that? That's like there's a shape or a shadow, kind of, I don't know, maybe man-sized. It doesn't seem to be moving though, but it's roughly the size and shape of a human being. Oh, it is moving. I'm sorry. It is moving. It seems like it's whoops. It seems like it's trying to like cover itself with bones. Like almost like it's trying to bury itself in the ossuary.
What is that?
Can we shine a torch or something up there?
Sure. And it, you really can't make it out, but something is just piling bones on itself. Looking at Kelsey, give me what was your spot hidden roll?
It was a hard success. Oh, the number?
No, just the level.
Hard success.
I'm gonna say you kind of look at the gate and you're like, I could open that. This lock is shit. I'm better than this.
Yeah, it's ancient.
Those old-timey locks.
I could
Give
stick
me a
my finger in
locksmith.
and wiggle it and it pop open.
Would you like to use a locksmith roll?
Yeah, why not?
It's been a minute since
been a
you
minute.
smith the lock.
Skills are getting a little rusty since the Louvre. 24.
It's been a week. I haven't stolen something.
Hard success.
Fantastic. Yeah, you dig around in there with your little tools. Tour guide is still off, doing God knows what, looking for a sound that he is walking away from, and he, you just hear, tick, and the lock kind of falls open, and you.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah. We didn't allow any other tourists with you, so I'm not going to worry about that. I could have had you guys roll stealth, so everybody else was like, I don't know where that other group went. Oh,
Yeah.
what a mighty scary place. Where'd the tour guide go? So do you enter the room that you have just opened?
You guys see that now that the gate's open, you guys see that there's something in the bones down there, right?
Yes.
We might need to take a closer look.
Yeah, it's stopped moving since like it heard the door open. It's just now Like, there's no movement, and for a moment you're like, well, I was just seeing something in the shadows through the bars that was weird.
Be someone lost down here?
Mr. Haskins, you are aware that places like this have very large rats, right?
Maybe even a rat king.
ROUSs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you afraid of rats? I mean,
have you seen those things in your southern United States with the orange teeth? They're terrifying.
oh, Nutri-Rats? That's
We
just
eat
target
those.
practice on a
Arachno,
Saturday
bro.
night.
Perhaps it is stuck down here and then is starving, mad.
You know,
Are you sure you want to go check it out?
you're all armed, right?
I am.
Always.
Okay. That's just, I just wanted to know.
I'm gonna look
I
at,
have arms.
I'm gonna look at Cleo and be like, "Hey, this is your kind of party. If you want to go check out what might be hiding down in the bones,
I opened the
I'll
door.
back you
Why
up."
don't you go in?
I just said I'd
He's
back
a
you up.
I did the
gentleman.
lock.
He's
So,
holding the door for the
ladies
ladies.
first. The bones in this side passage are not laid out in the same neat patterns as they were in the more public part of the catacombs. You do begin to realize that perhaps you've stepped off into a part that is not generally open to the public. Obviously, there is an old rusty iron lock
It's a
on
gate.
it, but even the passage leading to that gate was not somewhere that looked like a passage that the tour guide was going to take you down in the first place. Here, you find that the bones are stacked in just big square mounds along wide stone and earth ledges lining each side of the passage. So it's definitely a different feel to how these remains have been handled.
No.
You smell that smell that you've been smelling, Johanna, that you are just assured means that you are tapped in to the spiritual energy of this location. Is of rot and damp bone and earth. There is another moment. Give me another medium roll, Matt.
How about a 1?
Wow, you actually got a 1. Well, I shouldn't
Yeah.
let you do that. Well, this cold wind just goes, and you feel like Johanna's hair is just blown back dramatically, and everyone else is just like, and Johanna, you sense, and Cleo, you can vouch for this if anything is
You're
said.
in the beyond.
Embrace eternity. You definitely feel a presence with you at this time, Johanna, and you are.
I pull my gun.
Okay.
Like, there shouldn't be wind down here, first of all.
Okay. As the four of you, if you do, enter the space and approach where you saw movement amongst the bones earlier in this behind this gate. Buried in the bones, holding themselves very still, is what appears to be some sort of figure that the texture of their flesh, you guess, seems very rubbery. As you get closer, the smell increases. It's nauseating. It's a very strong scent of just filth and body odor and just horrible all the stink things that you can think of mixing. I can't remember what the one was in the Blood Red Fez, but something about like dried and curdled ancient vomit or something like that. So let's go with that. Good smell. There's a foul smelling creature with a dog-like muzzle and glowing eyes. They are not. They seem as though they're trying to honestly just not be seen. Like pretending like they are not there. 100%.
I'll
Give-
quietly call up bonjour.
There's no response. Give me spot hiddens.
Maybe we should just leave it alone.
But it looks human-sized, right?
Yeah.
That's a critical success on me
Nope.
for the spot
Fantastic.
hidden.
Okay, so you notice, along with the dog-like muzzle, you notice there's a long scar across the muzzle, several broken fangs, and they say, please leave me. Those of you that succeeded on your spot hiddens and can see him clearly, give me a sanity check.
Yay! I failed the right check.
Good for you.
I failed it, mage.
Yay, I passed it. I
Give me
succeeded.
okay. So if you succeeded, you lose 1. If you failed, you lose 1d6 sanity points. When he
Five.
responds to the hello, it isn't to the bonjour. It is in French.
I was like, he's talking.
Do you need medical attention? Food?
In very broken French. It seems like they're struggling, and sometimes their language kind of dips into something far more guttural and unknown sounding. But please leave. I'm fine.
We have sandwiches.
No.
Juice boxes.
Whiskey.
A light Merlot.
Bones.
I don't want to leave this mole person here. I kind of feel bad for it, but
No.
Do
Please.
you know where you are?
I choose to remain here.
I'm just sorry for clarification. Cleo doesn't speak French.
we translate
Oh,
for
no.
her.
Okay, that is fine. I just want to
Sorry.
make sure that, like,
I just assume that there's a universal translator between one of you that speaks it. You're like, okay, this
I
is
wanted to
hello,
make
and
sure
they said
that
they
the
don't.
weird mole person didn't respond to English immediately.
No.
Okay.
Only French. It does. Like I said, sometimes the words. It's almost like they have forgotten French and are trying to remember it.
Does it sound
But-
like modern French?
It's close enough that you feel that they are not.
Nick.
Ancient.
Did you say Fenelek?
Yeah.
This is prison? No. No. Go ahead if you want.
They put him down here.
Once this individual has been discovered, and you are engaging them in conversation, again, does not look human. Very, very, almost bestial in appearance, but is doing their best to seem nonchalant about things. But give me a psychology roll or psychoanalysis, whichever you're using.
Nope. That's a big nope.
It's a critical on my psychology roll.
That is a hard success.
I got an extreme on my psychology roll. I rolled a 2.
Wow. Mark those boxes, bitches.
Yeah.
You're gonna advance some shit next time. You can tell that he is doing his best to remain calm and seem as though this is perfectly normal. As best as he can. You absolutely know that he is not meaning any threat. Like, he is not looking like he's going to try to attack you. There is no threat coming off of him. He does not feel aggressive. It feels like he more wants you to leave him, and he doesn't want to be seen by you. Like, he feels a deep despondence kind of radiates from him, and he's trying to like hide his face and his form, and it seems as though he is not like he hates the way that he looks.
I'm going to communicate that to everybody. Is like, quietly. I'm not like shouting it out. Like, I think we need to leave. It doesn't want us here. It's not. I don't think it's going to attack us, but it definitely doesn't want us here. Let's just go back to where we came. Maybe leave some food for it.
This person is unwell, and to leave them alone would be a disservice to them. But you are correct; they are struggling.
I mean, we could
and uncomfortable.
Maybe send people better equipped to help them than us trying to pull this poor thing out.
If he picks up on that, if anything is said in French, okay.
I'm talking in English in this case.
I'm going. You keep talking.
Real quick question, out of character. Why did we come to the catacombs? Was there something that led us here other than creepy catacombs? Seems like fun.
Creepy catacombs seems like fun.
Creepy catacombs.
That's fine. I just want to make sure that, like, if we're looking for something, that we can pursue that. But if not, like, I'm fine being here. Just wanted to make sure why.
We wanted to take Cleo to her Disneyland while we were in France.
This is what it is. Yeah, it's a field trip for Cleo.
We don't come all the way to France with the medium and not go to the
right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100%. Right.
I want to stress that we mean you no harm. We would like to help you if you would accept it.
I think you the more that you've talked to them, they still are trying to hide their appearance and cover themselves. Unfortunately, the only things really there to cover themselves with are bones and upturned earth and stone. So it's kind of futile. But he does try to hide his face. He does. He says, I appreciate your concern. I do. But this is my fate, and I would rather I just be left to it.
What do you mean your fate? You would not understand, and
you would be surprised.
You'd be very
says
surprised.
The skeptic.
Well, I mean, Emily also was going to adjust her hat with a little veil and reveal she has some pretty horrific scarring on her face as well that she generally hides. But it's like, we are no strangers to saying things that might be difficult.
He does notice, and he seems to respond somewhat favorably or positively to the gesture of the kind of revelation of your scars, and he says, please, I have been. This is not who I am. I have been trapped in this form, and I do not know how to get out, and I would just rather be amongst the bones. He will introduce himself, though. He gives you his name. It is Guillaume. Again, his French still is kind of going back and forth, but he is able to communicate fairly clearly. He says, please, this is my home now. I would rather just stay. It helps me being here. I am protected.
How did you get here? She will ask and hope someone translates.
Yeah, definitely translate.
We translate back to Cleo too, in case she has any metaphysical insights to this predicament.
Let me see here. He goes, please. It is. I do not know. And when he says no, it's not. I don't know. It's no. I should not tell you these things. These are not for you. And if
you'd be surprised.
he starts earnestly digging his way out of the room. Like he's trying to literally bury himself and get down through what you now see. There is a like a hole that seems to be where he probably gets around down here. He's like, please, just leave me. There's nothing for you here.
I don't think we're helping. I think we're doing more harm right now. I think we need to.
Yes, they're in a fragile state.
I've got my trench coat on because that's what a good person does, is wear a trench coat down into the catacombs.
I'm going to take it off. Overcoat.
The overcoat. I'm going to take my overcoat off and leave it there for what, Guillaume, you said?
Guillaume, yeah.
It's William in French.
Okay.
Yeah, Guillalaume.
I'm going to leave the jacket, the overcoat for him. Maybe it'll give it some comfort. And I know we've joked about having food, but if we have any food,
no, we do have the food. I'm very serious about making sure the Fraulein has a snack time. She gets very cranky.
I'm gonna look at Emily and be like, maybe we leave some food on the jacket for.
I will leave him the basket. It is not a problem.
And then in French, I was like, we're gonna go. I don't know if this will help, but here's some things for you. We will lock the gate when we leave.
And from deep in as they've reburied themselves, you do hear a faint. I don't remember how to say thank you.
Merci.
Merci. That's it. And thank you. Please go.
So once we get out of earshot and maybe close the gate, I'm gonna ask the group, is like, so he's deformed, or he made it sound like someone turned him into that? Is that possible?
Can I roll a cult to see?
You absolutely can.
I also.
You know what? Yeah, give me occult rolls if you want to, and then people with specifically the Countess, give me languages, one of your whatever your I can speak everything rolls.
So I got a hard success on occult.
I have heard of some genetic deformities that might present itself in not quite this way, but
dog-like muscles.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And
I too got hard.
Wolfman syndrome is
a
legitimate thing.
Yeah.
I got an extreme success on my linguist.
Okay, and what was your occult?
Hard.
You got a hard success on occult.
Yeah.
Cleo, and hard for Johanna. Sweet. You both thinking about it for a moment and putting together the look of the texture of the skin, the appearance of the face, the fangs. What?
Your husband just said, "Oh God,
Jesus.
it's Tommy Wiseau."
I'm Pigman. Jesus, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But honestly, without him, none of you would know me. So.
No, it was perfect. It's perfect. I know where it came from. The mystery has been solved.
Yeah. Cleo and Johanna, as I'm going to say that you maybe confer a little bit about this, and you both reach the conclusion that you have, in some arcane or long forgotten texts, or at least maybe even things that you may have turned up in your research, you believe that Guillaume was what they call a ghoul. Cleo, you would know of ghouls. There is a lot of ghoul lore around Arkham, and a certain painter by the name of Pickman was known to have painted art of ghouls. Above the table, anybody who's interested, I believe it's the Journey of Unknown Kadath, or the or the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath, or whatever it is, and then of course Pickman's model. You can get very good descriptions of ghouls. The linguist role, Countess, you do also confirm that you believe that perhaps the other language that they were devolving into was ghoul. which gave you the impression, once you put those kind of facts together, that the reason his French was so broken is he's probably been a ghoul for a very long time.
That's why I was
And
asking around how old his French was.
yeah, it they're not a great marker for time as far as that goes, but just that he has been speaking ghoul primarily for much longer. So, but he did, in all sincerity, ask that you leave him, and he feels much safer below the catacombs.
I believe that we have encountered what is perhaps one of the more kindly ghouls of the French catacombs. They are.
One?
There's more?
According to my studies, there could be many more. They come from places where there's a lot of death, and I motion around. There's something like 6 million dead bodies down here. They were supposedly were once human that turned to cannibalism during their life or something of the sort, and now they feast upon carcasses and carrion.
And Cleo, you would know some of the stories around New England, especially if you have any familiarity or have seen any of Pickman's art. The lore, the legend about ghouls is that in the early settlements of like colonists and things in New England, the ghouls would insert themselves into society by stealing children and replacing them with their own young. And there are entire families that are believed by some to be descendants of human ghoul interbreeding, and that bear their features are not as marked as this, because but have the longer kind of muzzle appearance. Their skull shapes are a little different, and lot droopier, almost dog-like appearance in their features. So,
And I'm talking
yes.
to Countess and Cleo. But he made it sound like he was cursed, so there's nothing we can do to help him?
I mean, there's possibly something if we could find the right information, but I'm going off of what I've read. He may be a different case.
As far...
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, some of the night watchmen during the war mentioned seeing what we've assumed were dogs in the trenches. Perhaps something similar. We left it off at the time.
I would assume that the war gave an explosion in population to some things.
Man, that reminds me of a game that we played one time. We met a ghoul in the trenches in World War I in another game on this channel a long time ago, or on a podcast.
Unrelated, I just figured that's a great place for ghouls to be.
Yeah.
You are not wrong. As it is, you have left him. Do you relock the gate, Kelsey?
Especially when the Countess said there's more.
Do they like cucumber sandwiches?
We'll see. It seems a little bit too vegan for...
Well, I mean, some of them were meat-based.
Meat-based cucumbers? Oh my god!
Oh.
Wrong chat!
It's a regular success.
Damn it, Roxy.
Sorry. I went bad. I'm bad today. Anyway.
So locksmith was a regular success, so I guess I can relock it.
You unsmith that lock with expert skill and deftness. About now, you hear, everything is fine. Everything is fine. But please, this is really the end of our tour. If you would like to, we need to make our way back out. We've been down there quite long. It's been hours, if you can believe it.
I would like to engage our tour guide.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's a gentleman. Is he not elderly, but he's of a decade or more older than I am? I take it.
Uh, probably. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will kind of lock my arm in his, like you would, like a friend you're talking to.
Oh, so you're engaging him. Okay.
Yes, and say, so I heard stories in university in London about creatures that live down here. I'm sure that they're fake, but could you tell us about the mythology around the ghouls of the catacombs?
The the ghouls. That is that is a story to get pretty girls to snuggle up to you. I don't know if that's what you're trying to do,
No,
but
I like a good ghost story, and I feel that you would probably know more about it and have better stories than what I've read in a book in London.
oh well, of course I would have better stories than a book in London. And he begins to regale you with all sorts of you know stories about, oh well, one time my sister's best friend was down here and she saw a beast erupt from a side passage, and tall and lanky and looked like a werewolf from Harry Potter, and was he
From Harry Potter?
howled in the yeah.
This dude's a time
That's a
traveler. Shit.
that's
Is your
Roxanne
name the
trying.
Doctor?
No, that's fine. That is perfect.
Yeah. Long, just hunched back and went, oh, and then ran down another side passage and like, oh, scary. And he kind of, he's like, and then they, but her a strapping young man of peak French bloodlines was able to protect her from such. There's nothing to worry about down here like that.
No, but these are the fun stories that I enjoy in such a mysterious place like this.
Oh, do you?
Well,
And and it's like, well, would you like to see one of these side passages, mademoiselle?
I'm gonna look over at Emily like now's the time to tell me no.
And Emily's like,
I'm not sure if
you got yourself into this good.
I thought you wanted to see secret passages. As long as he is not offering to explore your secret passages, I think we are
I
fine.
do like secret passages. I could show you a few, and we could explore them together.
oh no! Oh no! No!
I'm not bailing you out of this one.
Leo pops in and she's like, that'd be great. And she literally pops between them.
Nice.
Oh,
She's
well,
going to learn nothing.
hello.
Like, oh, two for the
Like-
price of one.
She's like,
Yeah. Please. And yeah, if no, somebody please stop them.
I don't-
We've had it up to like here with horny Frenchmen, so just
Just let it go.
let him go.
Oh, let him go. Yeah. So he starts to. He's like, well, there's this one, and he kind of turns a corner, and it's there's the lights are a little dimmer here, and he says, so. And he starts to make overtures, and you can tell that he's not here to show you a secret passage. He's here to explore a secret passage or two. And
About that time, I'm like, oh, this is great.
Leo like pulls up the lantern where it's suddenly it's suddenly bright, and she's just looking at everything like she
What's in it?
100% is into the secret passage. She's like, I am not here for you.
give me a medium roll. God, what is today?
That's a hard success.
Okay, well, with a hard success, you are picking up, like, the vibe check that you're getting from this guy is one not of supernatural things, but a very the baser nature. And you notice as you throw up the light, he is getting very close to the countess, and his hands are going places, heading to places that you're like, what does that have to do with anything? Countess, give me a dex check or a dodge roll.
Oh, we will go with Dex. That's way better. That's a success. I'm also sure that this is not the first man I've ever had to
No, not at all.
get
You are
away
very.
from. So
Yeah.
between that and I'd say my charm, I keep him occupied but not occupied.
Do you tell him you're a countess?
Oh, I will make an inference to my father, the count.
Oh, he's a count, eh? Is it surely not that American over there?
No,
Right,
no,
he's
no.
not your father.
He's back in Austria. Although my cousin does live here, he would be very
Austria.
interested in such stories. I'm sure that I could bring him down here.
Your French is so good, I didn't realize you were from Austria.
Well, just because we fought a war doesn't mean that your culture and education doesn't have a place.
Well,
I will say that as
course.
condescending as possible, as though, it's not nearly as cool as Austria, but it's just...
Okay, Boner wilted. He's not into it anymore. You're German.
Yes!
He's a patriot first, horn dog second.
Yeah. Cleo, you're like, and suddenly, there's no erection in the room. Interesting. This medium role is very useful for all kinds of social
So many
interactions.
things.
So many things now. So yeah, he's like, well, as you can see, this passage is not the one that I meant to show you. There is nothing here but dead things. So let us go down here. There's no undead spirits, no beasts.
There are
And
plenty
he
of
starts-
undead spirits. She just says like point blank.
Plenty of
Yeah.
beasts too.
Oui, sure there are. And he heads up. He's like, okay, tour's over. Let's go. And he starts to lead you all out. It has been hours while you've been down here. It is going to be probably late afternoon, heading into dusk as you emerge from beneath the city.
Before we head anywhere, Countess, perhaps we maybe go by a store so I may get another overcoat. It is a bit brisk out here.
Yeah, how did you lose that down here? That's very strange.
Left it for the...
Nope, I'm saying this in front of the guy.
Kelsey's just like, I left it for the ghoul that we saw in that locked room that we weren't
I
supposed
left
to
it for
go
the
in.
monster man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy.
I mean,
It
Emily
tore.
left him
Yeah.
sandwiches. I left him a coat. We were trying to help the guy.
Yeah,
The tour
Yeah.
guide's like,
You were there.
that was Sean being a dingus.
I'm sure. Yes, you'll have to pay for it yourself, of course. This is not part of. We don't just cover coats in your employment.
I'm pretty sure that was in the contract, but all right.
It wasn't. Do you have a stipend? You may use it to purchase a coat as you see fit.
That's fine.
yeah. So that was your trip in the catacombs. But yeah, you went down there for nothing in particular. But you did meet this ghoul that was Guillaume.
And didn't eat us.
He didn't eat you. You know, as I said, those who got successes on those psych rolls were very, very assured that he hates that he is this. And this is not something that he is so incredibly despondent and upset about it.
And over the table, ghouls tend to attack on sight, right?
Some do, yeah. I mean, they are definitely can be a bad thing. This was not normal. Apparently, this one seems to have retained at least enough of some type of humanity to understand that that this is not what he wishes.
Yeah. When she started describing the creature, I was like, oh, good, I pulled a gun. The thing that. Woo.
Yeah. I mean, you could have attacked him, but he did not wish to engage. If you'd have attacked him, it might have been differently. But I mean, I didn't say it while he was down there, but he's like, if you asked him about his scars or any of that, he talks about things that those of you that are not familiar with the ghouls or the kind of things that they interact with, he mentions things like a gug, which again is probably not something that any of you have heard of, but he sounds mad, and it seems, I mean, and he's living in the catacombs, so
It all tracks.
Yeah.
it tracks. Yeah. but
You don't really
he just
need a pet
requested to be
NPC,
alone.
but
I don't know. Chat
kind of would have been a
wanted
cute
us-
one.
Chat really, really wanted us to have this as a.
Did they really? Okay.
I don't blame them.
well-
I kind of did too. We
Yeah,
like NPC pets.
Those chats came from inside your house, Roxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mooncrow wanted us to adopt it and call it Lewis.
Yeah. You,
He's got a name.
Yeah, he already
Yeah,
has
but,
a
like,
name,
when you
Amanda.
when you get a pet from like, the Humane Society, you always rename it.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
not always.
We didn't.
No,
I
Duke-
didn't rename mine either. His name was
No.
Watson. It stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duke.
Good
Duke-
pet
Duke,
names.
but
Can
that's
stay.
because Duke is Duke. He knows who he is.
We renamed our adoption, but his name was Mercy, and I thought it was kind of dumb.
Mercy for a boy?
Yeah, Riley's name was Mercy when we adopted him.
Interesting. Well, maybe that was because someone showed mercy on him and helped him.
No,
I don't know.
he's-
My dog
he-
did not have a name. Fred became Fred because he shared a birthday with my grandfather. So
No, his story was tragic. He was a surrender.
we'll talk about that offline.
That happened to our
We can't-
Trevor too, but he's better now.
Yeah, he's got a good place. So after this, do you return to your home? Do we want to skip forward another day, or do you have
We
something
buy
you would
poor
like to do?
Kelsey a coat.
Is this coming out of your stipend?
After the catacombs, the Countess would like to take a shower.
Absolutely, that is very smart.
And we'll get
So
the
yes,
staff to make a
please.
big dinner since we missed lunch.
I don't know what you're talking
Didn't
about. I
even
ate
get
some
a
of the stuff out of
snack.
that basket.
There is a bathhouse not far.
Nope.
Wrong show.
You put
Guys, you guys
bathhouses.
need to tune in on Tuesdays. You need to tune in on Tuesdays. That's all I'm saying. Not this one though, because we're not playing this week. But
God,
I didn't even mention her name. She's reacting over the top. I'm not
you
even.
don't
picking
you
on
don't
her
have
anymore.
to. I see it. I see the glare.
I feel it.
But yeah, you all take showers, you clean up, you wash off the dirt of Guillaume and his crypt, and
The old dude who tried to show me a secret passage.
yeah, the old dude that was probably like 29, 30. How old is the Countess?
She's 25.
Okay, so he was 34.
He thought I was old enough to be your father?
Yeah. I'm very pretty and young looking. It's believable. And you're old and nondescript.
You're American.
I'm 35.
Oh, you're 25? Oh, wow.
No, I'm 35.
Oh, 35. Yeah, no, you're old enough. Yeah, that tracks.
I was 10.
Let's not discuss childbearing in the United States in any century and what is still legal in a lot of states. So, further on, you go home, take a shower. Next day, where would you like to go? You still have so many things you could. I mean, well, actually, not that much. You are approaching a time in which you might want to consider boarding a train, but the asylum still awaits you as well as Poissy.
I mean,
Can we hire someone to go look at Poissy and see what's there before we go trek all the way out
Sure.
there?
how sure that there's some remnants of that statue still around Paris?
It's not about that. There's a sub basement there. Okay, so we'll have this conversation. I am convinced that we need to go to Poissy and check out the remnants of that manor if it's something we can look at.
There's likelihood that someone built a new manor over the top of it, so we have to get access to someone's home.
Well, that's why I want to send someone out there to check.
Because you've never done that.
Yeah, we definitely want to break in anywhere and steal anything. But I also think that, given his reactions in the descriptions we read, there was something else in that house that caused the burning to be so traumatic. I don't know if it's something magical or if perhaps there was someone in the house that he needed, but if they weren't in the places that were searched, or what was there wasn't found, it could still be there.
Or he just had a major meltdown when his party was forcibly ended and he knew his train ride of debauchery was ended.
There were probably oils and various liquors that served as accelerants.
I'll look over at Cleo. the descriptions, do you...
I'm
are
not
you-
saying that there have never been grown men that have thrown what amount to hissy fits, because that has certainly happened all throughout history. Hopefully, it won't continue into the 20th century. We don't know. However, when you're talking about burning things, it sounds to me like something strange there was burned, or something that he didn't want burned got burned, because you can release things when you burn them and not realize that you've released them.
I
Then
think
that's a
it's
bad
something
thing,
that
right?
at least to... If we send someone out to check, they can come back and say, "Oh, there's been a manor built on the same spot," and we can move on. But if there hasn't been,
We can look at it.
we can
Okay.
take a look. That's my only thought.
I mean, we could
It-
probably find that out in the city records.
we could spend
Was
another
it-
day in the city records.
Well,
I was
No, no.
I was going to say, give me an idea roll, please. Anyone who would like to.
Sharp wooded
Sure.
applies, so I get a bonus die or not?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't need it.
Extreme
that's
success.
hard success.
There are. You would know that if you went there, you could probably access some records at perhaps the town hall that to try to, because the thing is that the actual location of where the manor was never recorded, and anything that you had no address. So you know that it was in Poissy, but you would also know that it would probably behoove you, unless you pay someone to like kind of do a little digging for you on your behalf, before you make the trip out there. It is 17 and a half miles away. You probably could take a train to get there, or hire a car. But if you send someone out there on your behalf, they could try to do a little digging ahead of time to see if they could figure out where it was. But you would be asking them to do essentially research and things
I
that
guess
you
it's true.
may rather do on your own. It's totally up to you. We'll go however you want to do it.
I didn't think about it not having an address because I'm in America. I just assume things have addresses, and that's not how-
Everything has an address.
Yeah, that does not how Europe works at all, especially in the 1700s. So
Well, there may be, if we go to the asylum, they may have records that may show us where his former
Where he
residence
came from.
was, or tell
That's
us where
true.
it's at.
that is a good point as well. I think the asylum is somewhere we definitely check.
that depends. They might not want to disclose that information about the charges.
Like when the king took him there, they didn't even tell him it was a count, just some random.
Yeah. That's a good way to make people disappear.
That's true.
Especially if
Yeah.
people of influence.
Yeah, remember he was believed to be executed, and then the journal of the captain and even the queen's physician seemed to indicate that he was kept somewhere and was removed from other patients because he was harming them. And he said, "Where he is now, may he rot." So there is an indication that he may not have even been an official charge of the asylum, but we know he was definitely there. You know he was definitely there, but you're not sure exactly what information might be available. But that is something that you would have to definitely go to the asylum.
Leo's
to,
definitely considering that he
figure
was
out.
possessed.
I think the
I don't think
asylum
that's
is
an
our-
unfair assumption.
I think the asylum should be our next stop, and then from there, whatever information we gather, we can make a decision on whether or not pursuing the home is worthwhile.
Yeah.
I was going to
Well,
say,
we
do
may
you-
have some information from my mentor either tomorrow,
That's true.
soon.
And your telegram only said Paris, right? You didn't mention anybody else.
It
Anything-
said,
Paris question mark or
it would have said, Perry, question mark. What would she... I don't know that my brain is going to be
We
able
can-
to do this, but
we
she
can-
would have
no,
been
you
she
can-
would have been able to put some sort of clever code in for
okay.
like
Let's powwow about that offline,
Fennec.
and we can figure out
Yeah.
what that said to get you to get you a satisfactory response. Let me put it that way. So we'll do that offline. We can share that next time. We
Yeah.
are coming down to the end, so it sounds like the asylum is probably your next go-to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I think that is a good place to stop for tonight. You guys got to do a little exploration. You're actually kind of making your way through Paris at a fairly decent clip. So I'm hoping by the end of this first season that we'll actually get you on the train and
Nice.
headed at least to Switzerland. You know,
You didn't even give us a Doom train in Paris, so I mean, obviously we're gonna way faster.
yeah. You know,
We
I
need to
haven't-
recover.
Yeah, I gave you a ghoul that was a really nice guy that just wanted to be left alone and in his ugliness. You know, he was just like,
Yeah.
please do not look upon me.
Stop
Um,
poking me with your sticks. I'm not. Just
I don't want-
leave.
Please don't shoot me. I don't want to have to run away. Literally, if you'd have attacked, he'd have just fled into the darkness. So I do not want to be. Please, no, I do not hurt you. But yeah, so let's go ahead and call it there, and we will reconvene next week at 5 p.m. Eastern for
Yay.
a trip to the asylum, the Carrington. I say Carrington. I don't know if that's proper, but that's the asylum. We'll see what you can dig up there. It's going to be kind of interesting. We'll see what choices you make once you get there. The book has a wild assumption that the investigators may do, and I'm just like, and spends a lot of time talking about this wild assumption that I'm like, who would think to do that? But
If-
Well,
well-
gamers.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already stolen something from the Louvre, so
yeah, that's fair.
that's true. That's true.
I don't know anything about that.
nobody can prove it, but
No.
No, of course not. And like I said, and the Louvre does not care. That's like, oh, thank God that ugly piece of crap was gone.
and you never know, we could wake up one morning and just choose violence. So
I thought the catacombs were going to bring violence upon poor Guillaume, and I was like, please don't shoot him. Please.
no,
don't
I think
shoot
the
him.
tour
He's a
guy
sweet boy."
was actually up for
Yeah,
execution.
he was way
Getting
closer
close.
to violence
Yeah.
than Guillaume.
He was getting real close. Yeah, he was getting a little like the fact that nobody stopped, and I was like, well, he's going to start being a real douche, and somebody will stab him or something. And
I
leave
was
him
kind of
down
taking
here.
Emily's lead. She's like, let her go.
I-
She's
I
never
need
gonna
to-
learn.
The Countess needs to learn a lesson every now and then that you can't just flirt her way into answers. But had he been any more handsy, he would have lost a hand.
Honestly, I thought the
Yeah,
Countess
I
gonna pull
wanted
a
that
knife
sword
on
cane
him.
to come out. I wanted
Honestly,
a
I thought
knife to
that-
like
Yeah, I thought the Countess was gonna pull one of her knives on him.
a knife in the femoral artery and his hand
Yeah.
cut off by a sword cane.
I'm
That's what I
not
was
killing
looking for.
anyone in Paris on purpose.
Yeah, that's where we want to avoid bloodshed after the war. You know,
I mean, it is a private tour, and you were in the deepest part of the catacombs, so
Yeah, but they
It-
got our names somewhere, I would hope.
yeah.
And we know that there's things down there that are going to make the body disappear.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair point.
So, thank
Oops,
you,
he
chat,
fell.
for joining with us tonight. Thank you
The
for
best person.
putting up with this wonderful session that has just been bad jokes and just
Sorry.
hell. It's been an absolute hellscape. I'm glad that you joined us. I hope you had fun. I think we had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. But yeah, we love you guys, and thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. Again, come back out tomorrow night for the season finale of The Voyages of Synaptic ambiguity. Ugh, syntax.
Which means things
Codes
said
and
are not what they seem.
Yeah,
D-
yeah,
Don't do that in your code, kids. It will haunt you.
yeah. Don't do
Oh.
that in literal code.
That does not bode well for my character in Star Trek.
I know. I was just and poor Sean is literally he's been spending days upon days going line by line, looking for stuff. So Matt's
in my
just
real
over
life?
here. Yeah, Matt's
Yeah, my
just
real
over
life.
here creating trauma upon trauma, salt to the wound.
I mean, that's 90% of running a game.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know. But yeah, so that will be the season finale. So please tune in for that. See how that wraps up, and then come back on Saturday at 2 p.m. for Cinema 12 B movie action flick. And we love you guys. This is a light week here at Rook and Rasp. We appreciate you tuning in. And if you missed any of it, the VOD is immediately available afterwards, and then it will be on YouTube later this week. So check out all of our social medias. Check out all these people's social medias if they tell you where they are. And thank you again for donations and all that stuff. And Stay safe out there. Do good. Play games. Be
Be
kind.
nice.
Bye, friends. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see you next
Some
week.
of us will.
Good night.